Hey, welcome everybody. This is session 12 of our DayTrippers campaign. This is part 3 of the Iranian Orchids saga that we're in. I'm going to kick it over to Todd. He's going to give us a recap, and then we'll jump right into the gameplay.
Yeah, it's chapter 3 of A Fistful of Orchids. Jack and Reggie, along with Tom and Duke. Are you hearing me okay, by the way?
Yes.
Everybody cool?
Very good.
All right. Jack and Reggie, Tom and Duke have gone up to the planet Inra in order to seek the Iranian orchid, which is extremely valuable, extremely beautiful, really hot this year. And, of course, our friend Scylla Sardassian wants as many as she can get.
Ugh.
Here is an Iranian orchid.
Looks like a festive outfit from some festival.
Yeah, it looks like it has a face, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it's big old costume.
I mean, that's been color treated a bit, but that's a real orchid. There's there's so many different kinds, and the reason I chose that picture is because it looks like there's a little face in there. 2 eyes, got a long nose.
Beautiful, big screaming mouth.
Yeah. And so on the planet Inra, which is dense, humid, raining all the time, mostly covered with water, except for the southernmost continent where these guys have been exploring. You have been in the deep jungles seeking orchids and actually finding quite a few for 13 days now. It's the morning of the 13th day. In our last chapter, which covered days 10 through now, you had found some more orchids, and you had run across those 2 students who had come out seeking orchids themselves. Annelle and not her boyfriend, but her male friend, Winford, who unfortunately has now been ripped apart by a winged serpent. And you left them after having discovered that they were in fact working with Mark Forepaw. He had held that information aside for himself and were planning on meeting him up at the top of that mountain just a few days hence. You guys parted ways, and on, I believe it's day 12, it might have been the night of day 11, or heading into day 12, you met one of the Oufa, and the Oufa people are the Iranian inhabitants. They live in little underground dens, and here's one of them right here.
There he is.
It's a cute little bugger.
What's up, dude?
There we go. I almost got them all on screen. And lo and behold, you not only got inside an Oufa den and managed to make a trade with them. They took your infrared flashlight in exchange for, I'm not sure how many orchids, but you ended up with 27 at the moment.
27. That's right. Yeah.
Now those orchids are worth a megabuck each, so this is a hell of a haul, probably more than you've ever made on a single mission. So you not only get into an Oufa den and trade with them, that much has been done before, but while you're waiting through the night for through the day and a half for their guys to go out in the field, grab some orchids and come back, Nash goes that extra mile and begins teaching English to the Oufa people, specifically to their shaman, Bombo. Bombo learns quite a few words of English. You guys learn quite a few words of Oufa, including the fact that Ouf means trade, and therefore these people, their name for themselves is the traders. They trade these orchids is what they trade in, and they are sort of well known, meaning that this is the only planet so far discovered where these orchids can be found. That's what makes them so valuable. And so these guys have encountered humans before, but the humans before just like made hand gestures and left a pile of stuff, and the Oufa would decide how much that was worth in orchids and come back like a week later and leave a pile of orchids. That was the way the trade was established, but you guys are actually communicating with them. And that's something that Annelle was very happy with when you met up with her again. Winford having been killed by a winged serpent in the meanwhile. So you're now back together at the Oufa den there's not enough time for Annelle to make it up to the top of the mountain to meet Forepaw. And so you decide you're going to take responsibility for getting her back to home Earth. However, you don't have enough seats on the ship. You're going to have to leave her here and come back for her. And that's why Nash decided to give Annelle his PDA. He's blocked all personal information off of it. And she is going to stay here for what will probably be 8 to 10 days while you guys boogie back and get the ship. As we leave you, it is humid, raining, densely miserable, and you're heading south, taking a shortcut toward the coast. I'll give you your map.
Oh, that's right. Along the coast, the beautiful beaches.
Yeah, well, if we, we'll head straight down. That, you're looking at the topo. It's, it opens all up. So I think we'll be able to make some pretty quick distance to get back to the ship.
Right.
I don't know how big this is for you guys. Is it possible for you to see the numbers on those circles? The little black.
Sort of. Yeah. Yeah.
Sort of? Okay, so that white one was day 10 where we left off previous adventure. And then just a little bit up and to the right of that is the black dot where you have now spent 3 days. You're right there as we continue going. I don't know if you can see the hexes clearly.
Mm-hmm.
Clear enough, I think, yeah.
Each hex is 20 miles, and I hand the wheel over to you.
All right, so I think we left.
Where did this wheel come from?
we left in the morning.
Yeah, right. We're not playing Burning Wheel. Wrong game.
Yeah.
I tossed the wheel aside.
Gray, overcast. We're just kind of humping through. Yeah, I mean, just
It is hotter and soggier and even more fetid than it felt before.
Oh, is it humid? Is it humid too?
It is
Oh,
super humid and is raining, sort of a hot rain.
No.
Let me give you the visual.
I might have preferred the canopy of the forest to this. This is gross.
Yeah, this is not only gross, but actually quite difficult to move through.
Look, that's why we're heading south. We're gonna break through all this shit. We're gonna skirt. We'll skirt the forest. Coming back, we'll be able to move a lot quicker. I mean, we're gonna be a little bit more exposed. You guys gotta stay.
Frosty.
Stay frosty. keep your eyes about you. Keep your wits about you. I know a couple of those fucking winged serpents were flying around. Duke had eyes on those earlier. So
oh, yeah. Keep your eyes on the skies. Watch out for them winged serpents.
Okay, so we're heading due south. This is day 13. Movement is very slow, but at the end of the day, you are approaching the end of the jungle, breaking out into sort of a lighter forested region. It's still dense, but it's nothing like the crazy jungle that you've been moving through. In fact, I'll give you a look at the new terrain. During the day, I imagine you're searching for orchids.
Yeah, I mean, we would continue to look, yeah.
Okay, so you break out into an area like this, and it is getting close to the end of the 13th day. You both give me brain rolls, please.
All right.
You're trying to beat a 6.
Oh, I got a 6.
You know what? You can add, you probably got a 7, because I think you have the jungle survival.
I have forest. I don't know if it's the same.
I'll give you that.
All right, so a 7, yep.
My highest is a 5. I have no skill to add.
Well, you have no encounters during this day. You're just trudging through that dense purple jungle, having to occasionally use your weapons to clear branches and netting and weird shit out of your path. At the end of the day, Nash, you see kind of way off to the left a dead tree that looks sort of hollowed out. And it dawns on you that looks like a prime spot for Iranian orchids to grow. And so you decide to go off in that direction. It's not too far off the path, and you're about to set up camp anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And you do, in fact, find one orchid.
Nice.
That brings your
27
total.
it is.
It is actually now 28.
28 it is.
And it means that, mechanically speaking anyway, you've been here for 2 weeks now. And I'm going to begin just generally applying your forest survival skill. You can use it to not only spot Inranian orchids, but anything else you want to ask me about survival in the Inranian forest. You've now picked it up. You've transferred your earthly knowledge to Inra.
Nice. All right, cool. Yeah, so he goes over. He just has the guys. He's like, all right, set up a perimeter. Keep your eyes up. The rain must be keeping most of the creatures, down. They probably don't want to be out in this any more than we do. But just make sure you guys are still looking while we're walking. Duke, you found your orchids in a spot real similar to this, right?
Now that you mention it, I think it was the same species of tree.
Huh. All right, so full body cam up, get a good visual on the tree. He doesn't have his PDA, but he says to Reggie, see what information you can pull up on these particular trees. Fuck, I can't swipe the. Get a picture of it with your PDA and see if you can't pull up anything on that.
I do it.
It looks like a dead weeping willow, except for the branches with tiny little leaf-like things growing off of them are sort of white. And you've seen these trees. In fact, these trees will occasionally reach out and try to grab you if you hang out under them. There's these long white fibers with tiny little leaves growing on them. You actually have to look pretty close to see the leaves, and they're spiky and sticky. They're actually quite strong, and this is known by Inranian orchid hunters as a fiber tree. You got to watch out for the sap; it'll hurt you.
Oh man, you've got to watch out for the sap on these. Oh, this is going to hurt you. Be very, very careful around these. Everybody see it. Take it all in.
All right, good info.
Yeah, they're gonna grab us. They're gonna try to grab us. That's another thing. So we're gonna have to look out for that. Man, this place is dangerous.
Now, I will mention, by the way, you found orchids in patches before. This is the first time you've ever found one, and you notice that others have been taken from this area. This is the last one left.
Is this a trap? Is it a trap?
That's a good question.
Wait.
Nash is over his shoulder. What was that?
Wait. Back up.
So he stands up, hands up, takes 3-4 cautious steps backwards.
The area. I'm thinking this thing is planted inside this tree here. This could be a trap. And Reggie starts scanning the area.
Yeah, Nash will look too.
Now I'm looking for hostile situations.
Any applicable skills?
Well, the stealth, fighting, those are the only things that I would have that would sort of be adjacent, maybe.
What's the the perception skill? Is that brains?
Yeah, it's typically brains.
Okay.
Right.
I'll just make it base, just 2 dice.
Oh,
I got a 6.
6s. My Little Pony, yeah.
The magical dice, man.
Mm-hmm.
You scout the area. So does Tom. So does Duke. You don't see anyone, although you do find an Oufa marker nearby. Those are those round stones with strange markings on them that are in the Oufa language.
It's an Oufa stone. Well, don't move it, but...
Yeah, I wonder if this is where they came... Remember, they left. I wonder if this is where they came.
Yeah, they must have a way to bypass said defenses of the tree.
Well, I wonder if they marked this... So
well, remember, this tree is a dead one.
It's a dead one, so there's no danger.
Well, I wonder if they mark the patches as they take the flowers. I wonder if they need this flower for this to repopulate.
Oh.
Brains roll.
Oh, that is insightful, Nash.
You want a 4.
I got a 6. I feel like I'm cheating with these dice now.
No, you're succeeding.
The markings on the stone that you found a couple 100 miles west of here were different markings. And so either the markings are local to whatever it is that they're marking, or it dawns on you that you've spoken to the Oufa, you hung out with them for a couple days. You know that they live in small nomadic tribes. There are multiple tribes. So this might be the marker of your tribe. It does look kind of like the thing that was on Bonbo's staff. In other words, these might be tribal territorial markings.
Oh, they're marking their territories. Man, this is... I think we should probably take great care not to tell anyone about the Oufa.
Well, I mean, they've traded with other people.
Right, but we specifically, and I know we're working for him, but specifically we should probably keep the species, the fact that they're living here, a secret. We don't want any of this stuff to be exploited. Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Well, but I think they trade in the orchids, right? I mean, that's why they wouldn't show us where they were getting them from. I mean, they're smart enough to know that like people come here for this specifically, and then they get goods and stuff for it.
Now, we didn't get into a hostile conflict with them, but can you imagine if somebody came here with ill intent that carried a lot more stronger firepower and wanted those orchids for whatever purpose? Maybe Scylla decided to throw an even bigger party, and she said, no, I gotta have all the orchids, and she decided to just bankroll an entire invasion.
I get where you're coming from, Reggie, but this is Tom speaking.
Hey, Tom.
Isn't the cat out of the bag on that one?
I don't know. I'm not entirely sure how much of the cat has been removed from the bag.
These 2 college kids knew all about this place.
Right, but maybe they have a bit of sense about them.
Okay, yeah.
You're providing me a list of people to kill.
Whoa, Reggie.
No. That was more or less a suggestion, just in case. Then an actual plan, executable action.
No, Tom's right. I mean, the cat's out of the bag. I mean, this is kind of what they do. I mean, people are coming here pretty strapped already. Like, this is not a hospitable environment by any stretch of the imagination. My only concern at this particular moment is to whether or not we take this flower or leave it here if it needs to reseed itself.
If I have a vote, I say leave it here.
All right. Duke, Tom?
You're the boss.
I say we leave it. The stone looks similar to what was on the chief's staff, so if they're claiming this area, we'll leave it and assume they know better about their own planet than we do.
Well,
Reggie smiles, a very satisfied smile at Nash.
Why don't we get a little bit away from it before we set up camp? That's Tom again.
All right, yeah, that's fine.
Duke is nodding his head. He's like, if this is some land that they claimed, they might get hostile thinking it's being attacked.
I mean, I think if it's our guys, we'll probably be okay. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we can err on the side of caution here. No reason to provoke.
Let's keep on going south a little bit then. It's lightening up. As you can see from the picture. It is now dark. It's the end of the day. The stench is horrid. The rotting vegetation can really get to you if you open your faceplate. So you're staying, kept inside your suits. And oh, by the way, we should mark another day.
Yeah.
On your suit. Now,
what are we looking at for that?
Yeah, you're actually at different levels. Reggie, you have used up 16 out of 50 power units. So you're doing all right, but you spent a little bit more due to the suit's medical systems.
Oh yeah.
It's actually I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm sorry. You've used up 16 out of 100.
Oh, 100. Okay, so we're still looking good.
Okay, everybody else has used 14. That's everybody who hasn't had their medical system run, except for Duke. Yeah, his suit is at 3/4 power now. Just a little under 3/4 power. So he's used up 28 megawatts.
Duke, you got to keep an eye on that, man. You got to let us know.
I know. I've used twice as much power as everybody else, but it's only going to be 8 days.
That's
provided we don't get hurt or have to exert ourselves.
Oh, don't jinx us. Oh, go on.
If we have to, I could jury rig something and transfer some of the power from mine to yours.
I hope it won't come to that, Captain.
Yeah, me too.
So you set up camp. It is a quiet night. We mark off food. You now have... you've given away all your moon meat, actually.
Do we still have some of the winged serpent meat? We've been killing stuff and taking meat left and right.
Yeah,
there's so much meat. Oh God, my pack is overflowing with meat.
Yep. Okay, so you guys have winged serpent for dinner. Around here, you find a few of those blue pods, but not as many as in the inland jungle. The rain quiets down. It's a quiet night. And we're doing our regular rotation of watch. So that's Nash, Duke, Tom, Reggie. And that means it is early in the morning. It's Reggie's watch, morning of day 14. When you hear the whom.
Oh no. Damn it.
And you get to do a psyche roll. Peak 3.
Got a couple 5s on there, so I beat them.
Okay, it's quite distant, and you find that it doesn't have that sort of mental drawing effect on you. But like I said, it's more distant right now.
I look around at everyone who's sleeping, and I'm just sort of trying to monitor their reactions. It's spooky. It's too spooky. It's tooky.
Is it coming this way?
Is it?
Yeah, it seems to be.
If you're asking me, I'm saying no. It's going the opposite direction, fast. It's getting lower, softer, and softer.
I'm sorry. I'm actually playing the role of one of the voices in your head. And when
I'm not sure, but why don't you tell me?
When you pay conscious attention, you think it is in fact coming this way.
Son of a. Do I think that it's bearing down on our position, like it's picked up our scent, or do I feel like it's just a coincidence and perhaps if everyone stays still, it'll go right by us? Do I even have any inclination?
You have both. You have both of those inclinations
at the same time.
Yep.
Okay. It's heading right for us, but it doesn't necessarily see us. Okay. Okay. It's time to wake up. I'm gonna wake everybody up. Get up.
You're all shaken awake to the sound of
Everybody just calm down, calm down. I want to aid all of their rolls somehow.
I think Nash
Duke and Tom. Yeah, Duke and Tom are ready for this shit. Their weapons are right next to them. They jump up the moment you touch them, and they're ready to strike.
Here we go. Whom. You see. You hear it. You hear it. Good. Nash.
Yeah.
Nash.
So then Nash comes up and he's like, "Fuck! Can we play some kind of like static in the helmets to like block out the whom sound?"
That is a really good idea. I don't know. I guess you could probably play some static, but my guess is that people being people, you probably got some music.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Put on some easy listening jazz, some smooth jazz.
I was thinking maybe Flight of the Valkyries.
Ooh, that's good too.
Yeah, nice crescendo.
Yeah, crescendos are good. This is very.
You know what? I mean, if Duke says, listen to this. And he punches a few buttons. He's brought his own collection with him, and he patches it through to you. You guys hear the most, it doesn't even sound like a human being. It's somebody screaming at the top of their lungs. Their voice seems to have been multiplied into some sort of raging chorus, and behind them there's this pounding rhythm of what sounds like if an electric guitar was a drum. It is super fast, super violent, super dark. It makes today's death metal look like old-timey music. And Duke is just banging his head. He's like, "You want a masked out sound?"
So it's deathcore. It's deathcore.
So Nash he gives him the thumbs up.
Neo-retro uber deathcore.
I love it. Reggie gives him the horns.
Yeah.
I like it.
Thumbs up, and then he points eyes, points out, swirls his finger like, let's get the fuck out of here.
All right. We are moving to the sound of the Whom and a deathcore soundtrack. All right. Are we taking off as fast as possible? Are we moving in the direction opposite the Whom? Speak to me.
I think we try to maintain the path that we wanted.
That's fortunate, because it turns out that the Whom seems to be to your north.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. Nash will bring up the rear then to keep rear guard. So, we'll be marching forward, and he'll just kind of stop, wait, see if, visually see if something's coming. If he can flip through to, like, I guess infrared really wouldn't help because the whole forest is probably just red, but yeah, he would stop periodically to check to make sure it wasn't catching them or coming up real fast, because it's going to be a lot harder to hear now.
All right. How far away from you are you going to let the group get?
Not real far, like because I'm assuming they're moving
south.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought they'd be moving slow, but I guess as things sort of break up, we'd start to pick up the pace.
Yeah, like stealthy fast.
Yeah, like he would stop for like 10 seconds, right? So like they're walking, he stops, turns around, looks, gives it a good, 10, 15 seconds, see if something's coming, and then, starts to hoof it to catch back up again.
Question: are you seeing the picture of the jungle, or are you seeing me?
It's black right now.
It's black.
Total darkness.
Oh my god, I'm blind!
Oh my god!
Nope. Now there is the profile picture.
That's a wonderfully colorful, prismatic profile picture.
I think my camera crashed because I was looking at the map, not the map, the picture of the jungle for the longest time.
It was there for a long time.
Can I still screen share?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we see the map.
Okay, so my camera's not working, but screen share's still working. Weird. Anyways, there you go. There's your map. You guys are moving south. You were just at the point, if you look at, it's backward for me. Okay, so you moved down one hex. You are now in the lighter gray area. Continuing moving south. It was basically near the end of Reggie's shift anyway. So let's call this day 14 and just keep on pressing on. You guys will maybe want to start camp a little bit early tonight. You're a little short on sleep, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
Yeah. That's fine. We can eat on the way, as it were, or stop for like a lunch this time.
Yeah. Consume rations while you move.
As you continue. Yeah. See? That's why I tell you not to sit there. Sorry, just stepped on my cat.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, no.
When I'm standing here, he loves to curl up at my feet, and it's the biggest pain in the foot.
That's what they do.
Because I'm always stepping on it. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry, but you gotta stay in bed. I'm speaking to my cat.
We all do it.
Oh, I know, Mr. Gurr, you're dumb.
So I tell my cat all the time, you're stupid.
You're the sweetest one, but you are dumb. Okay. Sorry. Had to be affectionate to my cat. I feel
Good
bad.
on you.
I feel bad. I stepped on it.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't my full weight, but geez, dude.
You don't need your full weight to destroy it. Break those little rib cages.
All right. So at the beginning of day 4, you're here, and we are now moving into the lighter green area. And yeah, you guys, over the course of this day, there are no encounters, but you notice that the Oufa markers are growing more plentiful. And these, you found a few that have similar markings, but different, similar to each other, but different from the ones you saw before.
As we're moving farther away from the area?
As you're moving south over the course of the 14th day. So there are more Oufa markers. You spot like 3 or 4 of them as you're moving, as you go over maybe 20 miles.
I wonder if it's another tribe.
Yeah, it kind of looks that way, right? See, the markings look a little different.
Do we think perhaps they'd be... Well, if they're all traders, maybe we could get another... if we could find their hidey out there, maybe we can do another trade with a new tribe of these things.
I mean, I think if we stumble across them, we can try that route. I wouldn't go at this point. Go out of our way. Duke's suit's kind of beat up. Everybody's been knocked around a little bit. I mean, we're out here 2 weeks already.
Absolutely, I agree totally.
There are no encounters that day. The stench gets better as you continue moving south, as you're getting closer to the shore. You do hear the whom to the north of you. And just, maybe an hour after you cleared out the old camp and continued moving south, you do hear him again, but he's further off. You hear some trees being knocked over. Seems like that might have been, something might have just died. But it wasn't you.
We are still alive, right?
Yeah, I mean, what are the odds that 2 of those, like how many of those apex predators could be out here, right? Like, I mean, they've got to be territorial.
I imagine there's plenty. Maybe they're fighting each other if they're territorial. Or it's a violent mating ritual.
Well, you know that not all of it, but many of the plants on Inra are, not. I don't want to imply that they move around, but they're mobile and sentient enough, more so than a Venus flytrap. They are carnivorous, many of the plants, and so they kind of count as predators. And then you've got lots and lots of those toothed birds, and there's winged serpents all over the place. So there's actually quite a diversity of life forms here. I think quite a few apex predators could survive, is what I'm telling you.
Gotcha. All right, that's fair. All right. Well, as we start getting out here more into the open, we gotta make sure we keep a really sharp eye out.
Stay frosty.
Stay frosty.
All right. It has been still most of the day, but of course, as you're about to set up camp, it begins to rain. Luckily, there's a clump of neo palms, and they form a nearly solid canopy, shutting out most of the rain and actually most of the daylight as well. So you just got to be careful where you set up camp, because there are trickles and cataracts of water pouring through these, down the dead tree husks, and etc.
Sure.
There are lots of spots of groundwater, and there's one particularly large pool nearby. There are many of these, but this is a particularly large one.
So if Nash notices that, he's like, you guys want to move a little further away? If this is a standing pool, this could attract things that we might not want to encounter while we're here.
Reggie, you're looking at the pool at that moment, and it has the calm surface of the pool, is broken suddenly by a translucent disc of luminescent jelly.
Shit.
It's about 3 feet across. It's semi-transparent and it's quivering.
You see that? You see the quivering transparent disc?
That's like those things that were down by the ship, right?
Yeah. Uh-oh. Is it getting bigger and more ominous and heading towards us in a threatening way?
That's funny you should say that. Yeah, it's moving toward the shore where you guys are.
Oh my god.
Well, maybe it can only be so far from the water. Grab your shit. Let's fucking
go. Just move. Let's just yep.
All right. When you guys get about 50 feet away from the pool, it suddenly quivers a lot and back down into the water.
See, this is a safe distance over here, probably.
I like it. It's like a proximity situation.
Well, I mean, we're not underneath the palms anymore, but I mean, we string up a tarp, keep the water off us.
All right, and we head into the night. You guys eat some more serpent meat.
Set up watches, Nash would make small talk with the guys, make sure everybody's spirits were still up, make sure that, nobody like twisted an ankle, has everybody making out, everything's good, weapons check, everything's, functioning the way it should be.
Everything is functioning the way it should be. You eat, you sleep, and it is Tom's watch. When I roll 4 encounters. What's that? Gee, I don't know. Maybe I'll use some of these tables in the DayTrippers. Nash, you're shaken awake by Tom.
Whoa.
Sorry, nothing dangerous. I just felt that I should let you know. There's one of those underground tunnels, just about 12 feet that way. I noticed this peculiar formation as I was taking a leak, and that's one of those Oufa tunnels.
Yeah. I mean, I assume so. Sure.
Well, I mean, I remember what Reggie was saying about the other tribes maybe being hostile. I just thought, you're the captain. I just thought you should know.
Was it guarded to have any of the spikes set up or anything, or is it just open?
Yeah, there's some leaf cover has been pulled over it, but if you sweep the leaves aside, it's got those spikies.
It might be worth it. Well, until we still have the trade. I mean, I suppose we could probably kill and eat something else if we had to.
Your call? You guys are whispering, I assume. Everybody else is asleep.
They're all asleep.
I'll put that wall in front of me.
Yeah, let's fuck. All right, you keep eyes on me and them. You stay here. I'll go over and check it out. I'll make a little bit of noise and see if somebody comes out.
Here we go again.
Okay, so Tom's sitting there, got his weapon ready. Nash goes to check the tunnel. You pull the leaves aside, just like you said. There's a ring of spikes sticking inward from all parts of the tunnel. That goes on for maybe 3 feet, so you'd have to pull out like a dozen of these spikes if you wanted to continue moving down them.
So he doesn't want to do that because he would think that would be seen as aggressive.
Okay, brains roll.
All right. Pair of 6s.
Okay, so, that's a yes and.
I was going to say that after he pulls like some of the stuff back, he kind of like, stomps on the ground like 3 times and goes, "Oof, oof."
Oh, you read my mind. Okay, well,
Perfect.
yeah, you remembered that that's the way they introduced themselves when you first met them, and that word means trade. So you go ahead and you make that sound, and you tell me what happens.
We win.
Yeah.
We win.
Whatever the chief or elder or shaman is here, hears it and comes up like quizzically, like to see who's here or what's here. And they have orchids.
Tons of them.
Wait,
Oh my god!
it wasn't a yes and.
Yes, and we win, and we get all the orchids in that order.
All the orchids on the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they don't even come out; they just throw orchids up the thing.
Yeah. Get away from us!
So up comes one of the Oufa. This one has sort of a darker green color to him than the tribe before, and he looks at you quizzically. Oof.
Oof. Oof.
Now you know a few words in their language. You could probably put together a simple sentence.
Yeah. So he says, trade. Oof. And then he says the word for like friend, and then if there's a specific word for the orchids, he would throw that out too.
You do all of those things. Yeah, he indicates agreement and understanding, and he pulls the spiky bones out of the way, gesturing for you to follow him.
So he taps his helmet then, and he says to Tom, he's like, "All right, they're ready to trade. I'm gonna go down."
All right. It was already Tom's watch, so he's had his sleep, or most of it anyway. He stays up there, right, Captain?
It shouldn't take long. I don't expect any trouble.
You head down into the den. There's a twisting, winding little hole you go through, and you get down there. You see there are 7 of them in here. This is a small group. 4 of them are children, 3 adults, including the shaman, who introduces himself as Beanbee and says, "Wait 2 days."
Oh, he like lets out a breath. So he looks at Beanbee and he says, so like he makes the motion for time, and he does like 1, and then like shrugs like, "Can we do 1 day?"
That cracks him up. He begins laughing. He slaps the ground, and slapping. He's staring at you quite close. He's like trying to read your eyes. And then he says the words for what you got.
So Nash like cautiously takes off. Oh, I guess he didn't go in with his pack. So then he like looks, or like he goes to like grab his pack and he's like, "Oh, well, shit." So he holds up a finger, like, if he knows the word for wait, he's like, wait or hold on or whatever. And he starts like reaching in his pockets and shit to see like if he's got, anything on him that might be worthwhile for a trade. I know there's like no preparedness in this game, so I don't know what he would possibly have.
On your belt, you happen to have not removed your specimen sack. So you have a little sack of water spider venom. You had milked the spider like a week ago.
Right. So he's like, So he pulls out the venom and he shakes it and he like makes like fangs like in front of his mouth and then like, bitey on his arm to like indicate venom. Like I don't think he would know that word. And then he'll like, do like itsy bitsy like spider kind of thing. So he like moves his hand like across the ground, to, like indicate all the legs.
He looks closely at the contents of the bag. You're not sure whether he understands you. And he hands it back to you. Not good.
He's shakes his head and he's like, so he like tries to make a placating gesture, and he's like, hold on, and then he points and he goes up or out, and then
you also remember the word for return as well. So
yeah, so he would say oof and then return. Like I gotta go grab my shit.
That seems pretty clear. And he makes the sign for 1 day.
Okay, he nods, and then it says, return, and then just makes like a fraction of a movement, on his fist to like indicate like I'm coming right back.
Oh yeah, you figured out they indicate a short amount of time. You're not exactly sure how long. A couple minutes. You make a circle with your finger around your finger. When you want to talk about days, you go fist around fist.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
Right.
So you circle your fingers a couple times to say you'll be back in a few minutes, right?
Yep. Did they escort me out, or did they just let me go?
No, he just nods, and the rest of them seem pretty complacent. Apparently, they've seen this kind of thing before.
Sure. So he goes back out. He goes back over to the camp. Like he'll pull some of the stuff back over so like it's not exposed, and run back over and be like, Tom, what kind of shit we got laying around still? I didn't have anything on me. They didn't want the venom. We could give them more meat. They wanted us to wait 2 days. I got them down to a day, but they want something good in return.
Well, we got the spider venom. We got 22. We had 22 fire pellets. You gave some away, though.
Yeah, Reggie gave some to the other guy.
I don't remember how many were given away. Anybody?
I don't.
Oh, I want to... Wait.
I want to say it was like 5 or 6.
5 make sense? 5? I have a memory of a 5.
Yeah, that sounds good enough to me. Okay, so we're going to say you've got 17. Okay. You also have 2 blue fungus pods. You have 2 Oufa blankets from the other tribe. You've got 28 orchids, and you've got whatever gear is in your pro kit.
Well, the other guys like the flashlight. We could barter with them with a flashlight, right? Most people probably aren't giving them any kind of tech, right?
You don't see any tech, but who knows?
Yeah, Tom, grab me your flashlight.
You got it.
So we can always pick up some more of these when we get back. I'm sure Bento will be more than happy to give us a couple of flashlights.
The other guys also really like the fire pellets. Just thought I'd mention. You did give them some of those, and their response was very favorable.
Oh, the fire. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
They loved that.
Did Reggie grab all those things? Does he have all those things?
I got them all.
Fuck. So he goes over.
Unless you want to say I don't, but I think I had them all.
I think you did.
Okay, but are they on you? No, they're not. They are beside your bed roll.
So
I'm spooning with them.
he kind of creeps over. He doesn't want to wake Reggie up because this whole nightmare thing. So he just
don't touch me there.
Feels around, unzips a couple of the zippers, tries to find them.
Touch me then, find
Grabs like 4 or 5 of the pellets, sticks them in his pocket.
Roll again.
Reggie, give me a psyche roll.
What are you doing? Oh wait, a psyche roll. Okay, so my highest is a 5
Okay, so
without adding any skills.
you are unconsciously aware that someone comes over close to you, but you do not have a sexual nightmare. Normal dreams continue.
What's normal though?
Well, yeah, you were just giving us normal.
Oh, so he just rolls over. He goes, I sense you. I sense you. I sense you."
Nash just kind of like pulls back and like cocks his head, like, what the fuck? He kind of like, he pats his shoulders, like, shh.
That feels good. Okay.
And then, he walks back past Tom and he's like, all right, let's see if we can get something out of this. I hate to wait another day, but,
That's what
if they can get us, 4 or 5 orchids out of this, that's a lot of dough.
Yeah, I think it's worth it. I mean, don't worry about me.
All right, I'll be back as quick as I can. If the guys get up, just let them know that Reggie's dreams have come true.
That is horrific.
All right, when you go back, although it's only been a couple minutes, you find that the spikes are back in place.
So he stomps on the ground again and says, "Oof, oof."
He comes up very quickly this time, B does. And he's looking at you through the spike trap. And he makes the sign for 1 day. You return 1 day.
So he nods then. He says, "Oof," and kind of like shakes his head, like, "Yes, we're gonna trade."
He says, "Many orchids, 1 day."
He nods sagely.
Then he says, "What you got?"
So he pulls out the fire pellets, and he kneels down. He's like, "Move," indicating move the barrier.
You know what? You see a look of recognition cross his face when you pull out the fire pellets. He's seen these before. He's very excited about that.
So he was starting to clear the ground out of the way, and then I guess he looks up, and his eyes are already big, but he's like, okay. So he shows him he's got 5 of them in his hand, and then he sticks them back in his pocket, and then he pulls out the flashlight, and he flips it on, and then he shows him the light, and then he touches his hand to it to show it's not hot. And then starts flashing around to be like, "Oh, look, you can see," and then shows him the switch and switches it back off, and then he sticks that in his pocket.
All right. He says a bunch of words that you don't understand, but inside there you do hear, "You good, very good. Come back 1 day."
He nods. I assume he probably learned the word for thank you. Then he would say thank you and nod and walk back over to the camp.
Looks like you've got a deal set up. Now we just have to make it through the day.
So far, so good.
What have we done?
Okay, back to the map. That was day 14. And we're going to hang here for a while.
Yep.
And we stay put. And very early in the day, everybody's up. You guys are maybe eating and breaking camp. Oh, I don't remember if you've seen one of these before.
Nash would let everybody know what was going on. Like when they all got up in the morning, he would let them know that the guys are there. I don't remember if we saw those or not. But he would say, stay on the lookout. We're going to be here, at least for one day. They're going to come back with a bunch of orchids. If an opportunity presents itself, we should probably kill something for the meat. We'll, get a fresh meat instead of dried meat. We want to make our supplies last as long as possible. All your normal field shit.
Okay. Just not even 100 meters off, in a neighboring clearing, you see one of these things. It's like a 6-foot-long flying reptile with a whip-like tail, nasty talons at the ends of its 2 strong legs. You recognize that these talons are what is used to make the pit trap around the outer edge of the Oufa dens. In fact, you've heard the names of these creatures because they sometimes refer to the traps themselves as cabo legs. This is a flying cabo. And you see a flying cabo descend from the forest canopy, not quite 100 meters off. It's not far from one of those large pools that you just recently passed. It swoops down and it goes back up into the air, and it's got a lifeless creature dangling from its talons. You don't know what the creature is, but it seems to be a mammal. It has 6 legs. It's about the size of a medium pig.
All right, so he would point it out to everybody. You think those things are pack hunters? We might get some more goodwill if we snipe that thing. They can use its claws.
It's probably exactly where they get those tools from.
Yeah. That's what they use for those, the barricades.
Reggie has his rifle out. Just say the word and I'll try to take it down. Or wait, do we have our Duke? Duke is there, right?
Yeah, Duke's the sniper.
Duke is Let Duke do it.
Okay, is Duke going off alone to do this?
I'll go with him because I
was gonna say, how far could he snipe it just from where we are?
You actually don't have a beat on it right now.
Gotcha. Okay.
We'll go track it. We'll track it through the woods.
It came down from above the forest canopy, which covers most of the sky.
It had something pretty big. Don't move out into the open. But if you want to skirt the tree line around the pool, see if it comes back down.
All right, so it's Reggie and Duke.
Yeah, we have a pretty good rapport when it comes to sniping. Like I'll call out stuff and all that, all those sniper terms. Lingo.
Am I muted?
Nope, you're good.
You know what? That's not working for me either. Okay. Oh, that was weird.
There you are.
You can hear me now, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it did mute me, but it took probably 5 seconds before it took effect. Just trying to avoid coughing in your ear. Sorry about that. Okay, so Reggie and Duke head toward the pool. We're circling the perimeter of the pool.
Yep.
Reggie, you spot the thing. It's sitting atop a large branch above the forest canopy. You see it through a crack between 2 leaves, and it's busy. It's tearing apart that 6-legged mammal pig thing.
I'll tap Duke on the shoulder wordlessly and just point it out.
Duke takes a shot. Duke takes a shot and misses.
No, Duke!
Thing lets out a terrible hiss, leaps up into the air, and takes off to the north.
Well, shit, Duke.
Does the pig fall to the ground? At least we get something to eat.
Yeah, let's get that
Yes,
pig.
as a matter of fact, this six-legged, it looks kind of like a dog.
It's a pig dog.
It's a water dog. Its limbs are built for both walking on land and swimming. So it's got like webs between its toes. And it is half eaten. Falls to the ground, and you hear bones breaking.
It's got those hollow pig dog bones.
Hey, I'm sorry about that. I can't hit every one.
It's all right. Hey, we all miss from time to time.
My dad used to tell me, only shoot at the ones you're going to hit.
That's good. That's good, Duke. That's a good one. I'd probably like your father. He seems a proper hot shit, if you will.
Nah, he's a jerk.
Yeah. I get that. I'd probably still like him. Well, what do you say we haul this dog pig back? See what we can. Maybe we could probably, maybe Nash can sort of like parlay his deal with some pig dog meat or some shit.
Yeah. Duke picks it up, throws it over his shoulders, even though it's really disgusting. It's dripping blood on him, and it's got Cabo saliva on it, but he doesn't let you help.
That's fine. I'll just kind of like walk behind you. You let me know if you want to switch off.
All right, you guys drag it back to camp.
What's is the Cabo saliva doing anything? Like, would I see that and think, hey, we should collect some of that?
That's a wise thing to look at, but it doesn't seem to be having any effect. It's just sort of a semi-clear, greenish slime.
All right. Yeah. I don't know. Well, what's on the end of its six? You said was it cloven hooves?
Yeah, they're sort of cloven. I don't know if you can see it. The black spiny looking claws.
Oh, I mean on the pig, on the pig dog.
Oh no, it's got feet not unlike a wolf, but its toes are longer and spread out, and they have web between them. So clearly, this thing can swim as well as run on land.
Sort of looking at it for like things we could harvest that may be helpful.
Well, you get a day or two's worth of meat out of it.
Nice, we've got more meat.
It's got a long, sinewy snout, which makes it look rather pig-like, although mostly it looks like a dog.
All right. Maybe it looks possibly enough like not a dog for me not to think that we've just killed, or that a dog was just killed.
No, I mean it's a kind of a weird and gross-looking thing, right? It's a six-legged dog with a long, sinuous snout.
Nice.
And it's got a good set of fangs on it too. It's definitely a carnivore.
Shit. All right, let's get this back to Nash and see what he thinks. Maybe we can harvest some stuff off of it.
Nash, it's not long after these guys come back to camp with this weird-looking dog creature.
We did it.
That doesn't look like the snake.
Nah, I know it's not.
Like he was breaking Duke's balls. He just kind of like shrugs at him, like, "Come on."
I missed the shot, but maybe they'll take this.
Yeah, take a look. They like meat, right? Maybe they like dog pig meat.
Well, maybe. I mean, we haven't had fresh meat in a couple of days. Let's get this thing butchered up. Cut around that green. Was that spit? Maybe poison. Like let's cut that part out.
Cabo saliva. It doesn't seem to be doing anything, but yeah, I see what you're saying. Sure.
Yeah, we probably don't want that.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys cut it up. You get probably 2 days worth of meat off the thing.
All right. I mean that'll make up for us, being here for an extra day. And then, of course, they've got some more meat to bargain with, or just to give them out of, generosity and goodwill.
This tribe seem any different to you?
They wanted to trade. They were maybe a little bit more pushy. He wanted to see what we had, before, I guess, committing. But, I mean, I guess this is what they do here, so.
You're right, they're bargain. All right, well,
you know what? These guys are closer to the edge of the woods, so maybe they encounter more people, so maybe they've learned to be a little more forward about it.
Not only that, but the orchids themselves are only found in the jungle area. So these guys actually live outside of the place where the orchids are found,
right?
Which might influence the way they do trade.
Right.
Like it's harder to come by. Okay.
Well, maybe what they consider a lot then is probably not as many as we'd like to think, but they bring 2 or 3, it's another 3 megabucks. That's not nothing.
No, it's not.
All right, so that's the beginning of day 15 while you're waiting. And the night of day 15, I'm going to go ahead and put a marker on the map. Right at the same spot. It is Reggie's watch, so that is like all the way through the night and almost morning. Reggie is on watch. You suddenly hear a barking and snarling sound. There are several of them, and before you can even think of waking up the others, out from the underbrush come 5 of those water dogs, and they're bearing down right on you. And it is action frame time.
Damn it!
It's a pack of water dogs, and they are attacking.
They've come to retrieve the carcass.
Okay. Are you going to be attacking, doing something defensive, or doing something else?
Okay. How many of them did you say there were?
5.
5 of them, and are they just busting in on us as a whole, or are they coming after me specifically?
They're coming after you specifically.
All right. So what Reggie's going to do is just start immediately. His first instinct is to lead the pack away from the group, and then as he's doing so, opening fire. It's like an inaccurate spray. Yeah, just leading them away. I mean, I'm doing this in a way where I'm not shooting into the guys, but I mean, it would probably wake them up. But steering them away from my team and spraying bullets to try to catch a few of them. And wake up the group.
Yeah, the group is behind you, so you're not in any danger of shooting anyone.
No, so I kind of do like a perpendicular move.
There are, now I guess you can fire indiscriminately because there's a pack of 5 and they're all fairly close together, so I'm going to give you a +1. Go ahead and roll.
All right, Grace passed away 30 years ago, and long gun. Well, I rolled a 6. +2 on the gun, +1. I'm sorry, no, +2 for long gun, so 7, 8, 9 for the long gun, and 10 for your +1, your situational +1, so 10.
Nice.
Wow, there is one who comes really close, and if it weren't for the fact that you made a quick move, it probably would have grabbed you by the leg, but you still beat it significantly, so that is 1 hit. And tell me what else happens.
I want to say that. Okay, so I hit one of them.
Yeah, the one that's closest to you.
Does it die, or is it still going?
This is all happening super fast. You could take You could take the and to be a hole in one.
Well, I want the and.
Or you could take the and to be hitting a second one. Or you can come up with something else fictional that happened.
Is it appropriate? Is it appropriate that they would wake up on their own, or can I use the and as they wake up and are immediately aware of the situation as a group?
Oh, I think we can assume this will wake them up.
Okay, beautiful. All right, then I would like the and to be that I clip 2 of them.
That's exactly what happens. And you don't get bit, and a new round begins. Everybody else, let's have grace rolls. See how quick you wake up.
My high is a 5.
Tom and Duke both jump up, weapon in hand. You do the same. And you see that Reggie is beset by a pack of 6-legged dogs. Oh, these are the cousins of the guy you chopped up a few hours ago.
They come for their dead brethren.
Everybody makes attack rolls, unless you choose to do something else.
Please don't choose to cower in fear.
Yeah, Nash just yells, focus fire, keep moving. Oh, that was not so great. That's 7 total.
We'll do it. Hopefully.
That is a yes, but you're also bit by another one.
It got my leg!
Yeah, it got your leg. Tom.
I should have had the and, but you didn't notice, you guys. Shit. My bad.
Distracted by you getting jumped and pulled to the ground, Tom misses his shot. Duke hits his, and it is not the same one that Reggie hit. So now 3 of them are wounded, but they're all still active, and one of them is on top of Jack. Jack, you've fallen to the ground, and it's got your leg in its jaw.
All right.
Shit.
A new round begins. Everybody else rolls an attack, unless you choose to do something else.
Is my weapon free, or is it on top of me?
It is not on top of you. In fact, it's not even really big enough to pin you down. It's about the size of a medium pig or a large dog.
Okay.
So it's grabbed you by the leg and pulled you to the ground, but give me a grace roll.
All right.
D3.
I got a pair of 6s.
Yes, you have your weapon in your hand, and tell me what else.
He just comes up to a seated position, barrel inches from the creature.
I'm going to give you a shot. I think you hit it. Because it's right there. You had your weapon in hand, and you were ready to pull an attack anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this round, it's dying. Everybody else is rolling an attack unless they do something different.
Unless there's one right on top of me.
And by the way, I'm sorry. That Nash, that was 1 point of grace.
Oh, grace. Okay. Yep.
You're down.
Damn it.
I probably should. Do you want me to re-roll?
Re-roll for what?
Because I didn't actually roll for this round. Yeah. Okay. All right. Fair.
All right. That's everybody's rolls.
If there's one right on top of me, just that one that was really close to me.
That's right there.
Yeah, okay, so I gotta take that one out before I'm even going after the one that's got Nash.
Good luck. He rolled an 8.
That's cool. I rolled another 6. Because friendship is magic.
So what's your total?
Okay, modify it.
Well, so I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, +2 gun, +1 long gun, so 9.
9. Beat by 1. That is a yes. You nailed it exactly, but it doesn't prevent you from getting hit.
Awesome.
You take 1 point of grace damage as it grabs you by the crotch and pulls you to the ground.
My sexual nightmares are going to be disastrous. What you said 1 point grace damage?
Yep. But the thing is dead.
Am I also rolling for this round, or are we just assuming that I cap the one that's...
Yeah, I want to see everybody roll for this round.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we already saw Reggie.
4. I got a 7 again.
Okay, the one on you got a 6. You beat by 1. That is a yes. You hit it, and that one's dead.
Sweet.
Duke, hang on just a second. Duke hits the same one he shot before. That one's dead. There's only one left. Tom, come on. Tom hits it.
Nice.
Kills it with one shot. He got a yes and.
Way to go,
They're
Tom.
dead. They're dead. They're all dead.
Mechanically, does the suit protect against the 1 damage or no? Is it 1 armor?
It's armor, actually, and I did not take it into account. It was I had an 8.
I mean, if I take the damage, I take the damage. I can never remember if the suit.
Yeah, it's armor, so it should be applied as against my roll. And sorry for not bringing that into account earlier. It still did hit you though.
Okay.
And it is 1 point of grace. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
They're all dead. Battle's over.
Oh God!
Everybody, all right?
Oh, he got me crotch. He got me crotch.
Damn,
you
you got my
guys
leg.
you're gonna have to stay put for a couple of hours while your suits do their medical thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's something strangely, I guess the term is autoerotic, about my suit repairing my crotch.
I mean, do you need me to patch you up? I don't really. I mean, you're okay.
Nash.
Everything's okay, right?
Nash, I do apologize. I like you as a friend. Unfortunately, you have not yet been a subject of any of my sexual nightmares in any real way. So, no, you don't have to come anywhere near my crotch.
All right, that's good. I just, I got to make sure that you're okay.
It could always change. And Reggie gives him a little wink.
He just shakes his head like, I can't even believe I just had to ask that question. I don't really want.
Maybe you're going to have some sexual nightmares.
Jesus, I hope not.
Nash. Seriously though, let's cut the shit. I've got to repair my crotch right now. It hurts so bad.
And this was the end of day 15, so you guys just you stay in your camp for a little while. Let Tom and Duke take watch while you guys just stay still for a few hours, and your suits will take care of you. I've already marked off the energy expenditure.
Damn it.
And there are no encounters during that time. And then we get to the time of day when you figure it's been about 32 hours, which is the length of a day on Inra.
Yeah, I have Duke and Tom stack the bodies up so we could potentially throw that in on top of the trade because he doesn't want anything to go to waste.
Oh, we butcher them up. Okay.
Or leave them for them to butcher. I mean, one or the other. I mean, I'm assuming they're probably proficient at that.
Fair enough.
Because they eat. Yeah, I mean, at least the other ones ate meat. So I mean, that's his working assumption.
All right, you have 5 water dog carcasses. Five and a half.
Yeah.
So that one has been cut up already. Okay, so it's time. It's been one day.
So
who's going and what do you bring?
Yeah, I would bring. I'd bring Reggie.
Is my crotch healed?
Oh yeah, that took just a couple hours.
Let me get that. Oh, does that mean that my grace is back up to full?
It does, both of you.
I have such a Reggie has such a graceful crotch.
Skips over to the to the den.
Oh, this feels great. You take for granted how wonderful you feel your crotch feels when it's completely healthy. Maybe it takes a 6-legged water dog pig to bite it off for you to realize just how wonderful it feels to be totally healthy.
Yeah, no, for sure. Fuck, I hope those things weren't venomous. Shit, he pulls
venomous?
up.
Yeah, if your suit had any problems, you would have been alerted. But basically, it demobilizes you, sedates you, and then it goes into regeneration mode.
Right.
So when you wake up again a couple hours later, you feel fine. Your readout has no warnings.
Okay, cool.
Oh, good. Crotch health is at 100%. But like 1 or 2 more crotch jokes in me, and then I'll be done.
Fair enough. So they go over and he, stomps on the ground. Oof.
Here comes Bimby. He pulls the stakes out of the way and welcomes you in. He's not surprised at all to see Reggie there. Welcomes him in as well.
Okay.
I say the words that mean thank you.
He holds a hand up first, and he sweeps his arm out to gesture to show the stack of pigs, and he says, "Oof."
Sure. He gestures for you to bring them in too. That's a lot to drag.
Yeah, I mean they could leave him there. So he says "oof," and then he shakes his head and he says the word for gift.
Nice.
I think you said it wrong because he grabs a cabo bone and he points it at you like a sword.
Oh my god.
He takes a step
that
back
was the right word.
Like placatingly puts his hand down. Then he pulls out his notepad and he starts flipping through. Like, what the fuck was it for gift? Did he tell us? Maybe they don't know what that is. I can't fucking remember.
I think you're looking at the wrong page. Turn back to page 32. 32.
So he flips through to see if there was a word for gift.
There's a word you thought was gift, but you must have got it wrong.
So he kind of shrugs and then he closes the book and he says, "Oof?" Like, huh?
He looks like he's insulted. He's waving you away.
He just kind of stands there and cocks his head and he reaches in and he pulls out the fire pellets again and he holds his hands out like, meh?
Did we miss something where gifts are not something that they accept?
I don't know. Maybe it looks like he's pissed off now. I was trying to do something nice. Like, we don't want meat to go to waste. I mean, it's not our planet, but fuck, these people gotta live here.
We've got 28 orchids. I say if it gets too hairy here, we just respectively back out.
Yeah. No, whatever.
What did they seem happy about trading before?
So he's got the fire pellets and says the fire pellets is going to give him another flashlight because that seemed to work. And he was all excited.
Yes, he sees the fire pellets. He gestures at the fire pellets with the tip of the cabo bone, and he says, "Yes, you trade good."
Okay.
And then he goes, "Oh yeah." So he pulls out the flashlight. He gives the fire pellets. He goes, "Yes, oof." And then he points back to the thing again, and he says. He tries the word gift again, like he points at them. He says the word, and he points at the guy like you take. If he knows those words, you take. I give.
Now he understands. He thought you were trying to pull a bait and switch on him.
I altered the deal.
Yeah.
He thought we were altering the deal. I get it. Right.
Okay, so he calls a couple of his people up, and they go out to grab the dog bodies and drag them in. He welcomes you guys back down into the den area.
Okay, we go down in.
Where he very ceremonially pulls up his blanket off of his little bed area, and there are 3 orchids.
He he nods. He says the word for thank you. He places the fire pellets and the flashlight down on the bed next to the orchids.
He pats the ground next to him. He's gesturing for you guys to sit in the circle with them.
He looks to Reggie and he, nods yes. We'll sit for
Sounds good.
ceremonial thing,
We worked out pretty good last time, so yeah.
Okay, he says a few words to the children, and the children go and they get some large bowls. They uncover the bowls, and in there is a whole lot of dog meat.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
They're sharing food with you.
breakfast all over again.
We've got to eat it. We have to.
Yeah. We just ate it earlier. I mean, it's the same.
That's true. It was pretty good.
Well, except for I assume you guys cooked yours.
It's raw.
Jesus.
Yeah, he hands you a big old dog organ of some kind, and he bites into one with gusto.
He did that with a little too much gusto, I think.
Yeah, so he takes the bowl and he brings the bowl up close to his face, and he reaches in and grabs like a little piece. He's like,
And very good dog meat.
At least go through the motions of
Now, you do have fire pellets if you wanted to cook yours.
Would they be offended? Like he would be.
Yeah, it's like putting salt on some gourmet dish
before you even try it.
Yeah, the cook sees you do it, and
yeah, I don't
know. He tried he inadvertently touches it to his tongue. So he puts it down and he pulls out. Wow, see, he gave him all the fire pellets. Reggie, you got any of those fire pellets on you?
Yeah, I got like 35 more in my back pocket. No, I don't have any more. You stole all the rest of them.
No, I only took 5. They only have 5. Oh. You see them on the.
No.
I do.
There were 22.
Okay.
You gave 5 away to the last group. How many are you giving this guy?
I gave him 5 as well.
Okay, so you're down to 12.
Yeah, got 12 more.
Give me one. We got to cook this. This is not.
Maybe if we can show them how to cook it, it's better.
Yeah.
Let's go. There you go. Here's a fire pellet. Tosses him a fire pellet.
Okay, so they are fascinated. They've seen these fire pellets before, but they're fascinated that you're applying it to the meat.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, cooking meat has never occurred to this group, and you eat it, and they watch you, and they seem very interested, but they make no move to do it themselves.
Okay, but they don't seem like they're offended.
No, they just seem oddly fascinated. It's like you just put pepper on a watermelon.
Yeah. and so as they're cooking it and eating it, Nash just says the word for good.
They laugh and they say a bunch of words you don't understand. They're mostly talking to each other, and they think that what you're doing is crazy.
Yeah, that's kind of figured.
Don't knock it until you try it. And Reggie would offer up some cooked meat. You try. You.
No. Ruined.
Yes. Right. Okay, well, to each his own, I suppose. And he pulls back.
I guess it's got to be fresh. I don't,
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
Just said you guys are getting a radio signal from Tom. He sounds like he's in a panic. It's one of those whom's!
All right. That sucks.
Fuck.
All right, we got to go. Thank you.
The ground trembles and dirt falls from the ceiling onto you and your food and your companions.
All right. It's, thank you. Well, how are they reacting?
You now hear the whom making its terrible sound, and the Oufa all huddle together in a big pile at the far end of the room.
So Nash yells, "Get the fuck in here and put that music on."
Okay, you don't hear an answer from Tom because just at that moment, the ceiling caves in on you guys.
Oh, fuck.
Let's have grace rolls, and you want to beat a 6. Which means if you have any skills you can apply here, I would use them.
Stealth?
Yeah.
I didn't. Highest is a 5.
Nothing. How about it's more of a might than a grace, but what about athletics?
I was going to say athletics or martial arts might help you here.
Oh, I have that. I have that. So I got
Okay,
a 6. I got a 6 even.
You got a 6 even.
I
Okay.
got a 7.
All right, Reggie, this is a yes, but you avoid being harmed enough to take a point of damage, but you are completely buried, and it's going to take you a minute to dig your way out.
Oh, this sucks.
Nash, you see like a large clump of the wall starting to fall. Just before it falls, you manage to get out of its way and then run up the side of the wall and out the hole. So Nash, you are on the surface. Reggie and all of the Oufa are buried under the dank, wet soil.
Fuck. He looks around to see where the thing is at, and he's just on the comm. Reggie, you all right down there?
You hear 2 shots. You're not even sure which direction they came from because the Hoon is directly above you. You're standing underneath a 30-foot creature that looks something like a giant sea anemone with tentacles.
I'm assuming I'm on the ground.
You just dug your way up out of the ground or jumped up out of a hole in the ground, and you're looking up at its underbelly.
He just fucking full auto right into the thing's guts or underside.
All right, everybody is rolling. I got Tom taking shots. I got Duke taking shots. I got Nash taking shots.
I am at a 7.
The thing lashes out at Duke with one of its tentacles, and he goes flying. He's knocked against a tree. Duke has taken a point of might damage. It's always Duke.
Poor Duke.
Getting hurt. This is the 3rd time he's been wounded.
Poor bastard.
And Nash, it doesn't even see you. What did you roll?
I rolled a 7.
That is a yes. You've done a point of damage to it. You're still not sure if it's even aware of you. It has knocked Duke against a tree, and it is now looming right over him with its gigantic gaping maw. Everybody gets to roll again, except Reggie, who's busy digging his way out of the dirt.
I'm actually probably digging my way towards where I would believe the Oufa are.
Oh, okay. All right. The dirt here is very wet, and so when the Hoom came into this area directly above the pit, the soil just all sort of loosened and slid in from the sides. I mean, from all sides, right? So
yeah.
you have to think more like really, really wet soil. It's not like dirt or sand. It's more like mud.
Then I'm just trying to get out. Then that makes sense.
Yeah, that does make more sense. You're climbing. You're just digging your way straight up as fast as you can. Is the way I say. So is everybody rolling?
Yes.
Reggie?
I got an 8.
Time for the Hoom to roll. You hear Duke swearing and cursing, and then suddenly his swearing and cursing stops.
That's not good.
Uh-oh.
Tom is taking another shot and missing. You hear Tom scream out, "The thing is walking." He's like, "No, I'm sorry."
Uh-oh.
He says, "Duke is walking right toward the thing."
No.
Get him! Intercept!
You hear a bunch of grunting and a bunch of swearing, and Nash, you can now see, because you've got your bearings, only 15 feet away, the thing has lowered its mouth directly over Duke, and Duke is walking right into its mouth.
Not Duke.
Is Tom intercepting?
Tom is screaming and shooting at the thing, and everybody gets to roll again.
Did you got my 8 on that last roll? Okay.
That is a hit, and now everybody rolls again.
How far is Duke from me? Because I just may make a beeline and
15 feet.
he hits the jets on the suit and just
Yeah.
takes off like a bat out of hell. Just like flies at him, like tackles him down out of the
You
way.
tackle him, do a linebacker on him.
Yep.
That's the song that's actually playing in our our headsets now. Is "Bad Out of Hell" by Meatloaf.
Nice. That is a grace roll.
All right. Can I use athletics on that too, or no?
You can use athletics, and you can get a +1 for the servo mechanisms in the suit.
Nice. That gives me an 8 total.
That gives you a yes and. So yes, you managed to reach Duke and tackle him to the ground. And what else?
The impact from it snaps him out of his reverie, or whatever you want to call it.
His eyes snap into consciousness, and he looks you straight in the face and says, "Thank you."
Come on, Duke, stay with us, man.
Tom fires another shot at close range, and the thing falls. Its body coming dangerously close to you and Duke. It's done hooming.
So as it lands, he just kind of like grabs him and like half rolls cinematically out of the way as the thing like fucking hits the ground.
Duke is clutching his side. That thing broke several ribs.
Man, this is not a good fucking mission for you.
Fuck, I did it again. I get to be the guy.
Well, it's like you're the rookie on this mission. So he stands up and he like holds a hand down to him and he's like, "Oh, just stay there. Just stay there. You tender there. Like you got your fucking ribs. Let the suit work on you. I guess we're gonna have to transfer some power now, because that's gonna take a hell of a bit of juice out of your suit."
Shit. Oh, he's in a lot of pain. He clutches you and he pulls your faceplate down to his, and he's like, "Please, Captain. Next time, just give me a sweet hacking job or snipe somebody off the top of a building, because this alien combat shit is not what I was made for."
All right, so next on-world mission, you're gonna take a pass on that one. All right, look, you just
he lays down and he lets his suit take over. He's going to be out for several hours.
Okay. Reggie
comes digging his way up out of the mud and dirt. He's covered in soil.
And we have an interlude. There it is. Inside Reggie's head.
It's Mr. Frosty.
Oh my god, hopefully he doesn't camp out for half an hour again.
He seems to be going by. He's not stopping.
It's the theme music of the aftermath of the Whom attack.
Yeah. So
usually comes by at 7. It's now almost 8, so he's late.
Yeah. So he's like, "Reggie, we got to get back down in there. Fucking start digging. We got to get them out."
Trying to get out of the hole here. Okay.
Oh, wait. Reggie's going to listen to see if he can hear where the Oufa are buried.
Nash runs for the packs because I'm sure they have like a little, entrenching tool or whatever. So he grabs his, he grabs Reggie's. He yells at Tom, "Tom, you're good?"
Tom has run over to where you guys are. He's not sure what to do, but so he just helps Reggie to his feet. "Yeah, I'm fine. But do you want me to stay here and guard Duke, or?"
Yeah, guard Duke. We got this.
We have to listen.
You hear nothing.
Dig.
Go.
And just digging.
All right.
Every once in a while, trying to listen to see if we can hear them.
You don't have any good tools for this, so it's going to take you some time. It's many minutes pass. You haven't found anything. You keep on digging until you've cleared most of the den, and there's nobody in there.
Is there a hole or something? Like, did
There
they know?
There sure is.
Oh, they know. Okay. All right. They know what they're doing. Okay.
He kind of like flops down. He's like, "All right, I didn't want to." We at least had to make an effort, make sure that they weren't fucking buried in there.
Right. I mean, who knew? It's that was tiring, but that's good. They got out. That's good.
All right, good. Shit, fucking.
Hold on.
Orchids. We gotta get the orchids.
The fucking orchid. Where's the orchids?
So he will start more delicately looking around to see if the orchids are still there, see if they're salvageable.
You hear that dice hitting the table, trying to find out if we did we. Is it too late?
The only thing you find is 2 bowls of dog meat.
Okay, well, look.
Which it suddenly dawns on you, they live right next to the lake where these dogs come from. This dog meat is like the cheapest fucking commodity in their world.
Jesus, it grows on trees around here, am I right?
I mean, it's no wonder they were insulted when they thought you were trying to switch the deal.
Right.
Like, they eat this shit all the time.
I feel like we made it out. This is lucky. We're good. We have to sort of like let Duke heal up, but let's just get out of here.
Well, I mean, we've got to wait a couple hours for Duke. Maybe they just ran up the fucking tunnel. Maybe they're going to come back.
All right, well, if they come back, they come back. But we should just count ourselves lucky.
Yeah, for sure.
And just sort of like move on. And hopefully we're not going on any more of these ridiculous Sardassian bullshit missions. I think we should probably talk with what's his face and say, no more of this garbage time.
I mean,
you know what? Bento actually didn't even want to send you on this mission. Remember?
Yeah, that's sort of like salting the wounds at this point.
Yeah, she requested you guys, but he was like, you don't have to do this if you don't want.
Yeah, why the Christ? Why did we agree to do this?
The money.
Towing the company line, Reggie. We had a little bit of a rough start.
We're done with towing the company line. I understand, I do, but this is needless. I mean, look at Duke. Duke is crushed. I almost lost me balls, and for what? For a spoiled little brat.
I mean, I don't disagree, but this is
But then again, you got 27 million right now.
This is not the time for this conversation. I do apologize. I got a little heated because it would have been needless to die in this situation.
I don't disagree with that, but I do need more coffee. I'll be back in a minute.
Who said that? Who?
So look, I mean, fuck. 2 of those things. There can't be a third one, right? I mean, like, there can't be a third one. Like, 2 of those big things down here.
There's got to be. I would think just the opposite. I think there has to be. There definitely is going to be another one.
Fuck.
I mean, just look at it. We already had a run in with one of them. That didn't go too well. I mean, I almost lost my head, and we were lucky to get away from the second one, and now this third one. I mean, what? There's definitely another one out there. We need to get out to the forest and hope that they don't like sandy beaches.
Yeah, we got to start to beat feet. I mean, like I said, we'll see if these guys come back.
All right, I'm back.
I'm not going to hold my breath.
No.
So he looks to see if he can see the hole that they went down, and he's just like, oof. See if he can't call them back, if they just like ran up like a couple 100 feet or something.
No, you know what? Hours go by and these guys do not come back.
Ah, man, these guys.
Did they? Well, let me just say this: did they get out of here with what we gave them, and not give us the damned orchids?
They did.
You're exactly right.
That pisses me off, but I still say let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah, as soon as Duke is up and ready to go, we're gonna get the hell out of here.
We'll chalk this one up to some savvy
I mean, look, it's my nature to think this way, but maybe they did this on purpose because
Summoned
they know.
who?
Maybe they summoned the whom. I mean, I don't know. I mean, would it be beyond the realm of possibilities from some savvy negotiators from our world to do something similar?
I mean, I guess so.
Either way, it's pointless. Let's get out of here. Duke, where are we at?
A couple hours have gone by, so Duke is good.
Oh, Nash comes up next to him, like, you know, puts an arm on his shoulder. And he's like, "You're gonna be all right." He like taps him on the chest. He's like, "You got a couple more days. You're gonna be all right."
Yeah, I guess I need to spend more time in the training simulator. I'm really sorry I let you down, Captain. This is not in my background. I mean, you guys all have combat experience. I don't.
I don't think you can chalk this one up to not having enough experience. These things are beyond the realm of any of our training programs. Therefore, we should probably try and see if we can't simulate this thing. We can try to like, go over our mistakes and work through this just in case.
I'll spend double time in the simulator.
It's a learning experience for all of us.
I recognize that I have not been performing at my full potential, sir.
No, you're good. You're good.
You're Duke. No.
He's like shit. No, but honestly, man, really, I'm good with the rifle, but that's from a distance, picking off a single clean shot, and I couldn't even do that when we were trying to shoot that bitch out of the tree.
Well,
most of the time,
most
of the time, I prefer to let my computers do the work. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay, don't beat yourself up too much. Look, I'll work with you a little bit when we get back. And he points at Reggie, pulls out his notebook, and he's like, "That's a good idea. We're gonna get Bento, see if we can't get him to maybe modify some fucking brain thing. Like, if we can simulate this, then maybe we won't have to.
There's got to be a way. And if anything, it'll just add to our preparedness going forward."
Exactly.
And then Reggie turns to the side and vomits up all of the raw dog meat that he just ate not long ago. And then cut to the ship, and we go back.
All right, that was day 15, and now we're moving into day 16.
Nash keeps Duke in the center of the line. That way he's not as hard pressed one way or the other, unless something just comes barreling right perpendicular to us.
Just takes us, sideswipes us.
It just singles out Duke.
Is Duke wearing a red shirt? Did we give him a red shirt by accident?
Right. Okay. So, Duke's energy level is just about, it's a little over half right now. So, yeah, he needs to avoid getting hurt again just because of that. Because every time he needs to use the healing systems, he's draining his battery.
All right. I don't know, Nash. Do you want us to just start siphoning off some now just to even us all out so we're not put in a situation where we're going to be dragging him along?
I think we're probably all right for now. Let's wait till maybe he gets a little bit lower, if he gets a little bit more critical, because, if I make the wrong connection, then we're all going to be fucked here.
He's like, no, you guys don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Look,
no. We're worrying about you. We're worrying about you. Don't you try to get us not to. This is important.
As long as the next thing that kicks my ass doesn't rip my limbs off, I'll be okay.
Ah, shit. What did you just do? You just foreshadowed. You realize what you've done? You've foreshadowed.
He's starting to feel like it, like he's a jinx or something. Okay. Day 16.
Even if you are a jinx, you're our jinx.
Oh.
And he slaps him. Softly, lovingly slaps him.
Let's get back to the map. All right. Day 16 goes without encounters. Oh my God.
Thank God for that.
Reggie.
There is no God. What?
On day 16, Reggie finds 2 more orchids.
Oh shit! Look
at
you!
you.
Oh, look at this.
And you have made it to the edge of the inland forest, where I've just placed that 6 on the map. So that's actually a 16.
Nice.
I think that's a bonus for you, Reggie.
Yeah, yeah. I will
Okay, so
gladly give
Your
up the
total is
bonus.
29 now.
Okay. Yeah, 29. Orchids.
All right, and we have now entered the sort of the coastal area. You've come out of the trees, and ahead of you, you just see rocks and water.
All right, now look, don't get too close to the water. Those jelly things are in there. We want to stay as close to the trees as possible, but on the open ground as much as we can, so we can try to make up some time.
Oh, I should clarify that just a little bit. The rocks and water are in the distance, because you're where the 6 is right here.
Yeah. Okay.
So you can see to the coast, but the water doesn't come all the way up to where you are.
Okay. Yeah, they're gonna skirt the trees all the way around and going as straight as possible.
All right. And we make camp, and we break camp, because day 16 is without encounters. And now we're heading sort of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're heading like direction number 5, right?
I think so, yeah. So to go from that corner, like following that angle down along the tree there.
Okay. All right. And you're going to stay alongside the forest? Is that what I heard?
Yeah, I mean, yes.
Okay.
Because if something, huge comes flying down, they want to be able to get some cover. They don't want to be like walking along the shoals like do.
All right. On day 17, you have not found any orchids. On day 17, late at night, Nash, you are on watch and you're patrolling the perimeter when a root reaches up from the ground, grabs you by the leg. You need a grace roll.
All right.
Keep 4.
Ooh, I rolled a 6.
That is a yes, and you pull yourself free, and
or maybe he doesn't pull himself free, but the end is he grabs his knife and just like slashes it past where his, past his leg, and it frees him up, and it kind of like,
nice.
pulls itself back into the underbrush.
Yeah, this rubbery tentacle retracts. It's bleeding some sort of black sap. You can see, by the way, from the direction that it came from and the direction it pulls back into, the trunk of the tree it came from. It's quite large, and there are many of these roots all around this area. You've seen snake root trees before, so you just want to stay away from this area.
Right. So he tightens up his perimeter patrol so as not to be in the area. And when he wakes the next person, says, "Hey, yeah, don't go over there.
Don't go near that tree."
Yeah.
Okay. That takes us to the end of day 17, and now you are like about here. And we head into day 18.
Now we're making some time now.
We're doing it.
And the same thing, like, a lot of times they're hiking in silence, but, Nash is like, you guys are doing good. Everybody's keeping up. Everybody's hydrated. Like, he's, kind of mother handing everybody.
How you making out, Duke?
I missed you. Oh, I'm fine. Don't worry about me.
We have to remember not to ask out loud how someone is, because there's this distant sound of dice hitting the table, sort of determining whether or not it's good or not. So that's good. Yes, well done. I probably won't ask you for the rest of the trip.
Yeah, no, I just keep running over, the flying serpent and the whom over and over again in my head.
Oh,
I don't know what came over me, but it just like got inside my head, and all I wanted to do was please it, like walk right into his mouth.
Yeah, it's what. Yeah. Hey, self-evaluation and self-criticism is very important in this line of work. You're doing great.
I'm going to spend a lot of time in the simulators. You guys, I'm going to spend my experience points on combat skills.
Now we're just getting all sorts of meta up in here.
Okay, so the beginning of day 18, and look, it's like you're almost halfway back.
Nice.
Yeah, a little more.
Okay, and during day 18, something happens.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. You're passing by a large lake of water. It's on your right-hand side.
Here goes Duke.
Well, Duke, it was nice working with you.
So close. Almost made it.
One day from retirement.
You see up ahead, you see 4 water dogs that are rooting hungrily in the innards of a fallen creature that looks sort of like a cross between a Tyrannosaurus Rex and a lobster.
Oh, good.
Okay? It is like the size of a passenger plane, like a DC-10.
But it is dead.
It's dead, and these water dogs are rooting into its carcass. These dogs are not what killed it.
I was gonna say, I don't know what's scarier, that this thing exists or that 4 water dogs took it down.
No, it's got massive gashes all up and down its head and neck. And
Maybe that's the scary part. Is that something?
Perhaps flying cabos could have done this with their sharp, pointy leg spikes. Perhaps it was a winged serpent. You really can't tell what caused these wounds, but whatever it was, they attacked it en masse and sliced its head and neck up until it died. Now the water dogs are going to town.
So Nash just like, like waves his hand down, like, be quiet. Maybe they won't see us. Like, kind of takes a wide berth around. So like if they're like walking just like past it, they're like, nope, let's like button hook around, slow down a little bit, move kind of slow.
Okay, so Nash, you're leading this expedition. Do you have stealth?
I do.
All right, so yeah, give me a stealth roll. Beat a 3 because they're very busy.
I got a 5.
That is a yes, and you managed to avoid detection, and
we find another orchid.
Or a portal back to the ship.
Okay, you're on the edge of the forest area.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll give it to you because you found one 2 days ago.
Okay. I mean, I was gonna say
yesterday, rather.
You gave me the and that I would have taken, in that everybody just gets by without notice. But I mean, if we get the orchid, I'll take it.
I'll give you the orchid since you're still close to the forested area.
Okay.
Which brings you to 30.
Yep.
Okay, moving to the night. There are no encounters the night of day 18. And
nice.
We head into, now it's the morning of day 19. You have moved to, I guess, like here. Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, that looks good. Maybe a little bit more in from the coast. I guess depends on how much.
I figured you'd kind of be angling straight toward the red dot now, or almost toward it.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no need to follow upward.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, and from here on out, I'm going to consider you to be on the coast, on the beach.
Yep.
Which means a different encounter table for day 19.
That's what I was afraid of. So he reiterates then what he would have said before, like, watch the water. Those things blend in. They're just, friggin' jelly. Don't let it, catch you. So I've got Reggie and Duke watching the water, and then Tom and I are watching more inland.
Okay, and there are a lot of pools in this area. It rains a lot, and the ground is rocky, so there's just random pools and rivulets and little streams all over the place. You guys are walking by one of those when 3 of those water spiders come running across the water toward you from ahead. They're moving very fast and definitely toward you.
All right, I just say light them up.
Everybody rolls.
We do it.
We clearly aren't going to outrun them, so. Oh shit! That one in the garbage can.
Duke hits one.
I got a 9 as well.
Which one? That's that one. That's that one. Reggie, what'd you get?
9.
Okay, Reggie, you have killed the one that Duke hit. Nash, you hit a second one. And they are now close enough to attack. Or that is, 2 of them are now close enough to attack, and 1 of them is wounded. So we go into the next round. However, as that happens, 5 more spiders coming up from behind.
Oh shit!
Yeah, they've caught you in a pincher.
Classic pincer.
Yeah, so he just yelled, I don't know who sees him, but he's just like, keep moving forward, keep shooting.
You are now surrounded. Everybody roll.
I got an 8.
I got another 9.
Tom yells, fuck, his weapon's jammed.
Oh no.
Perfect timing, Tom.
Are you guys shooting at the ones ahead of you or the ones behind?
I would have tried to finish off one of the ones in front of us.
All right, yeah. I mean, if there's, well, is that what we were doing? We were moving in the same direction.
So we were going this way.
We're moving alongside of a large body of water. These spiders come running at you from ahead, and then there's more that had come out of the water behind you while you were fighting the first ones.
So after downing one of them, Reggie would wheel on the ones from behind and try to take one of them out. With my 9.
Reggie, that is a yes and, so I'm going to give you just a one-shot kill on that.
Love it.
Tom's weapon jams. Duke was firing at the same one you killed, Reggie. You guys both take it out. You both take it out at the same moment.
Nice.
And now there are 5 of these spiders upon you from behind as you spin around to finish off the second group. Everybody roll.
Oh, well, these are getting worse.
Oh,
I got a 7. What'd you get?
8.
I got a 7.
Uh-oh, we're trending in a bad direction.
Yeah, I'm gonna change dice.
Yeah, Tom is spending this round trying to fix his weapon. Duke actually misses. Reggie, you've got 2 spiders that have leapt onto you.
Good.
And Nash, what was your roll?
What did I say? 7?
I thought I heard 7. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was a 7.
Okay. Nash is the only person who actually hits one this round. Reggie's got 2 of them on him. They're trying to bite through your suit.
I missed with the 8. Those bastards.
The 2 that are on you, yeah, they both.
Those sneaky, spidery little bastards.
They both rolled really well, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, that's right. You're rolling against it's opposed rolls, right? I remember now.
Yeah, these are like they're like 10-legged spiders.
Oh no!
the size of a softball with legs.
So are the three that were in front of us, are they all dead now?
They are all dead now.
Okay. I have a plan for the next round.
2 of them have leapt onto Reggie. The others are close enough so that this round they'll be trying to leap onto everybody else. And here we go. What's it going to be?
So I would like to try a maneuver. So if they're not actually on anyone yet, the other 3, I'm like, get down! And he fucking hits the jet and like kicks his leg around and tries to like just burn the 3 of them.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, so that's an athletics roll. So it's grace plus athletics.
All right. Oh, I got a 5.
That is a yes, and I'm going to say you take 2 of them. 2 of them are kicked, several meters away by your maneuver.
Nice. Are they on fire?
And they're on fire.
Yes, and on fire.
Nice.
Okay, I want you to explain that move to me because I want to see it.
All right, so he shoots the one, last one in front of him that kind of flops down. He turns out of the corner of his eye, he sees, 2 of them jump on Reggie, and Reggie's kind of like waving around, and he just continues to turn, and he just yells, "Get down, get down!" And as he comes around, he kind of like kicks his leg up, and then fires the jump jet out. So just a gout of flame is like right over Tom and Duke as they sort of like get down. And as the spiders are jumping up, they just like get engulfed in flames from the jump jet.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, 2 burning spiders go flying backward.
They let out like a horrendous squeal.
And Reggie, you have 2 of them on top of you. What are you doing?
Well, I've the gun. I've dropped the gun like right next to me, and wait. Am I on the ground now?
No, they're up on you.
Okay, so I'm using my knives at this point. I just got like the little karambit type knives, and I'm just slashing at them with my fighting.
What'd you roll?
Oh, what did I roll? That's a good question. Oh, oof, 5.
That is a yes, and
Ooh,
I'm going to give you both kills.
Nice. It just goes right. You said they were softball-sized bodies.
Yep.
Yeah. So I just with each hand, I get in a position. I've got them up top or over my head. I just kind of like go down, and I've hooked their bodies and just slice them right, not in half, but like cut them so they're like popping open.
And there are 3 left, and it's time for the next round.
I go back to shooting.
Will it be a? Could I pick the gun up at my feet? Just do it, or is that like going to take a round?
I never assumed you dropped your weapon.
Well, I had both. I dropped it to take out the 2 with the karambits.
Okay, yeah.
All right,
I got a 5 total.
That's fortunate because one of them is on you, and you've done a point of damage to it. It was already wounded, which means it is now dead.
Nice.
It's another kill. Reggie.
Well, I picked the gun up and I rolled a 6, so that's a 9 total. Trying to take out another one.
And Duke takes out the final one. They're dead.
Woohoo!
Status check. Anybody bit? Everybody all right?
I think
Nobody hurt that time.
I'm okay. There's a weird watery goo upon me, but I think we're good.
All right, good. Duke, you're making strides, man. Didn't get hurt, nothing.
That was positive. That one was positive that time.
These things had some kind of poison. You want to milk these bastards?
Oh, we're gonna.
Yeah, it might be worth something, right?
Bastards. I have written down. Where did I put that?
We had some spider venom already.
I had 3 sacks of water spider venom already. So
Right.
I would like to harvest some more water spider venom.
Hey, look, let's pull these up away from the beach a little bit. Let's get on some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there were a total of 8 of them, but 2 of them got burned. So you've got 6 more sacks of water spider venom if you're willing to spend a couple hours.
I don't know. I think.
What do you think? Bento might be able to synthesize this for some.
Yeah, I think probably with 3. I don't want to spend the time. Do you? Does anyone want to spend the time to do this? We've got 3. 3 sacks should be enough to be able to sort of like suss out any medical applications or anything like that.
What do you want to take them? Maybe we could do it later when we camp for the night. You got like a sack or a bag or something? We just throw these things
I could
right in
just
there.
throw them right into my satchel, sure.
Yeah, let's do that.
We don't need to let Reggie. I'll take out one of my knives and start hacking off the legs and just take the bodies and throw them in the sack.
You're just sticking these bloody spider bodies all just in your sack? I mean, they're going to be wet, dripping goo.
Yeah, no. Does anyone have an empty sack? I don't want to.
You do have a bunch of specimen bags, but they're not real big. Maybe you could squish one spider into each bag.
Yeah, I mean, all we're looking to preserve is its venom stuff. So, I don't know. Maybe could I just remove the sacks, you think? The venom sacks? That'll save space. I don't need the carapace.
Well, but it's going to take a while. That's the issue, right?
Oh, I thought the milking
right?
was right. No, that makes sense. All right. No, I don't want to do it now. I think. Screw it. Right? Screw it.
All right. That's fair. We do have some already.
Yeah. If we didn't have any, I would say maybe. But no, this is good. 3 is good. Let's get the hell out of here.
All right. Fair enough.
Okay. So that was day 19.
Quite eventful.
It was a little eventful, yes. It got a little hairy there.
Keep on moving.
Oh, hairy because of the spiders, right? Is that
Yeah, because there was hair on the right.
I see what you did there.
That was a stretch, but I did it anyway.
All right, day 20. Let's see here. I've run out of numbers. That takes you to about there. And there are no encounters. And day 21. On day 21, you're not attacked, but you hear this sound, which you heard before. It came from that giant amoeba thing that you guys fought at the very beginning of the adventure.
Mm-hmm.
There's a pond just a few meters off to your right. You see some sort of sea creature leap up into the air. It's thrashing, and one of those things is attacking it. A giant amoeba reaches out several pseudopods, and it like twists its neck like a wet towel. You hear bones snapping, and the amoeba pulls it under the water.
Well, that was pretty fucked up.
Hey, better that thing than us, right?
Yeah, let's get the hell out of here now.
Yeah, maybe we want to keep moving, and maybe we'll sleep when we get to the ship. Yeah.
Yeah, it's overrated, and plus, I don't think I want to go through any dreams having just seen that horrific display.
It is the night of the 20th day on Inra.
21st.
I'm heading into the second half of day 20. So
Okay.
So it is at night. Reggie is on watch. A bunch of water spiders moving toward you from the other side of a stream. Oh, I'm sorry. Only one water spider moving toward you. Keen eyes, Reg.
Only one?
Only one. It will be here in one round. You get a free shot.
I can probably handle this one myself. I'm gonna take a shot. he says out loud. Oh, good. That's perfect. Yeah, friendship is not magic in this one. Roll the 4, so that's a 7 total.
That's okay. My spider is sort of far off and rolled a 1, so that's a hit. That's actually a yes. That's a yes, and I'm going to give you an instant kill on that one.
Yes, and it dies, and nobody wakes up.
And nobody wakes up.
I put the silencer on. I always put the silencer on when I'm on watch, just in case I have to take something down quietly.
Well done, Reggie.
You're just kind of sitting by the fire, kind of like kicked back, a little fucking straw in his mouth, like a little hayseed thing.
He's not even surprised. He sees the thing and just lifts his weapon.
At this point, fuck this place. Takes a shot.
Puts the gun back down.
Yeah, puts it down.
You know what? Actually, if you want to, Reggie, I mean, you're on watch. You've got a couple hours. You could milk this one.
I'm going to milk it for everything it's worth.
All right. You now have 4 sacks of water spider.
Yes, and it died, and I had a silencer, and I get to milk it.
You guys are getting good at this Inra shit.
I don't ever want to leave. We're doing so well. Let's just never leave, Inra. Just stay here forever.
All right. And we move on through the next day. Day 21 passes without encounter. You made it all the way to there. You will, before the end of this day, you'll be back at the ship. The night is a different story. There is a large pool nearby. You guys have actually just finished eating, so everyone's awake when a giant amoeba pops up out of that lake and moves in your direction. The way that it's flowing and moving toward you, even though you're like 50 feet away, it absolutely seems to sense you. You don't know how. There's no sense organs. You don't see any eyes. But these things can sense you somehow, and it's coming straight toward you. Everybody is awake, and this one is the main body is 6 feet across. This is a pretty big one.
Are we near where the ship is? Are we near the hut, or is this before we actually get?
No. This is. Let's see. The one was without encounters. This is the evening of. So you're right there at that one.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I guess we tear it up.
Everybody roll.
Oh, I rolled 2 6s and a 5, so that's going to be a 9 total.
The amoeba is closest to Nash.
Oh, so it starts coming in, and he just reaches down, grabs the rifle, puts down his plate, grabs the rifle,
Yep. Fuck this place. Yeah, I got an 8 on my roll, or 5 plus 3, 8.
When you guys leap into combat mode, this thing also begins moving defensively, shifting and morphing very quickly. So quickly that it actually manages to dodge Nash's bullet.
All right.
Wow.
We've got a boss fight in our hands. All right. Everybody sack up.
He just kind of stares dumbfounded for a minute, as he was sure he was going to stitch it up.
Reggie, what'd you roll?
Oh, 8. I'm sorry. 8,
You also
8
did-
to light it up.
You also did not hit it. Tom, Duke. Duke hits it.
Duke, my man.
Take that, bitch!
Get him,
too
Duke, get him!
excited.
All right, and while it's been morphing and moving erratically, it's also still been coming toward you. So this round, it gets to attack Nash by hurling out a pseudopod in your direction. Everybody roll.
Oh, they're going the wrong way. I got an 8 this time.
9. 2 6s and a 2. Baby.
You both hit it simultaneously, just as the pseudopod slams into Nash's chest. It's not enough to do any damage, and the thing dies.
Oh God!
I'll give you both an experience point for that one. Oh, you hit it in the center, and that pseudopod, which looked like it was preparing to continue wrapping around Nash's body, instead falls limp to the ground, and then slowly retracts until all that's left is just large, roundish blob. You hit it in the nucleus.
Ooh, that was close. You almost got me.
Can we? So it has a solid form that we can sort of inspect.
It has more solid parts inside of its clear amorphous form.
Reggie would try to take a closer look at it, see if there's anything that can be harvested.
The body is filled with mostly fluid that's sort of cloudy, semi-clear. Near the center of the body, there's a mass of darker matter that you assume is its brain. That's where you shot it.
I would like to take the brain. I would like to take the dark matter back to dark matter.
Anything left in there?
I mean, it's right
there's gel, goo-like gel, dripping, running slowly, viscously out of the hole where your bullet went in and out.
I mean, do we want some of the body, or?
Hey, man, if you want to grab some of that, knock yourself out.
I mean, I feel like it could be beneficial. This was all part of it, right? Trying to understand other worlds. So yes, I'll grab some of the gel and its brain.
All right.
That's what I'll do.
Okay.
So whip out the big combat knife and just start carving out a big chunk of it.
Yeah, I just have those karambit things with the circle and the curved blades. So yeah, I just get in there and
we just gotta surgically remove the brain.
You got it.
Look at this thing. It's like a little calcified. Well, maybe not. That's a bad term, but it's solid. It's squishy. Look at it.
Right up in Nash's face.
Yeah, that's pretty squishy. Maybe just put it in the bag and we'll sew that up. You know?
Right. Throws it in the bag.
I feel like Vinny's starting to bleed in a little bit.
I was gonna say that earlier. It's like I hear some of Vinny in there.
It's twice now.
Yeah, that's funny.
Day 22. Around mid-afternoon, you guys make it back to the ship.
Oh God! Thank you, Somnambula God or whatever.
He's wow. Nash just looks at you like, "What the fuck did you just say?"
I don't know if I said that out. Did I say it out loud? I did. I don't know. I'm just very happy to be back with our little weird statue that we put out in front of the spaceman waving. And
okay, the spaceman. In place of the spaceman, you see Mark Forepaw. And parked next to your ship, you see his ship.
Well, son of a bitch.
Well, what the?
He waves up, he raises a hand in greeting, and he says, "Hey, Mark, how's it going?"
Yeah, Mark.
Hey, you guys had. Look, let me be straight with you. It's not just me and Gunga here. We brought a couple kids with us and sent them off in another direction to go look for orchids. They were supposed to meet up with me days ago. Have you seen them?
You know what? These fucking fetch quests. I think I've had quite a bit enough of this. No, we did not see them. No.
He puts a hand on your shoulder. He's like, calm down.
Just Nash. All right, okay.
Look, it's it's fine, right? So we ran into them. The stupid fucker tried to rob us the first time that we ran into him. Needless to say,
Can you believe?
That didn't work out very well. Unfortunately,
And Mark is incredulous at this. He's like, "Wait a minute, they tried to rob you?"
Yeah, that guy was stupid.
I appreciate your incredulity. I do.
Unfortunately, the guide that he hired, she's not the best. She's still learning, and unfortunately, he had to pay the price for that.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that kid is dead.
You might say he paid the ultimate price.
Now, I'm not saying that it's your fault or her fault, but what I'm saying is that kid is not going to come home.
Where's the girl?
Well, that's an interesting story.
Annelle, he says.
Yeah, no, right. She told us that, she was supposed to meet you, and we didn't think that we could get her to you in time. And I assumed you were going to leave because clearly you didn't give a shit about what happened to these kids because you sent them out with a bunch of fucking pig stickers.
Yeah, that's on you.
I'm not telling you how to do your business, but that's not how we do business.
You know what? He's staring at you completely deadpan. It's like he's rigidly holding his face.
So, that's you settle your business how you need to settle your business. She's safe, as far as we know, with the Oufa. We were going to go back and pick her up. And actually, we need to go back and pick her up because she's got my PDA right now.
Wait a minute. What? You need to pick her up?
Well, I mean, she's got my PDA.
You tell me where she is, and I'll pick her up.
Well, there's a matter of my PDA, which clearly is not going to you. And at this point, I don't know how well we can trust you anyway.
I mean, we don't. I think I can say that we just don't trust you.
His little alien friend with one eye in the center of his forehead is standing behind him, and he's like, "We good, we nice, trust."
He puts his hands out like, really?
Yeah, like, what is that? What's that supposed to do? I mean, what is that?
Look, we kept to our end of the bargain, and we stayed out of where you wanted to go. We divvied up the jungle. We found what we found. But what you did, somebody's got to be held accountable for that. And I'm not saying it's going to be us that, cashes the bill, but
I mean, it's definitely not going to be us.
Okay,
definitely.
Wait. Okay, so you guys are going to get her. You're going to bring her back here, right?
I don't know. I mean, how safe could she really be with you?
Well, I hired her. She wants her cut. She's got to come home with me.
I mean, that's fair.
I mean, it could be, suppose it's fair, but I mean, is it worth it to her? I mean, that would be, does she have all the information? I guess would be my question.
Well, if he hired her and, he sent her out or she agreed to go, I mean, people made decisions that they've got to live with now.
Okay, you know what?
I can't argue that.
You know what? You want her? You guys take her. I've had enough of this. I'm out of here. Come on, Gunga.
Listen to this. Listen to this guy.
If we're close enough, he reaches out and puts a hand on his shoulder.
Hell yeah.
What?
I didn't say that we wouldn't go get her. And if you're going to try to stiff her out of her cut,
then you go ahead and give us her cut, and we'll deliver it to her.
I'm doing nothing of the kind. No, you guys decided to get involved in somebody else's business. Well, you finished what you started.
Reggie just looks at Nash like.
And Gunga has meanwhile rushed back into the dome and grabbed a couple cases and trunks, and he's coming back out and he's lugging them toward Mark's ship.
Oh no.
like out of character, I don't want to have to kill him.
We don't have to kill him.
We could. I mean, we can technically take her back.
I think he has to just. I think he's got to stay here. I think he stays here.
I mean,
no, you're out of character, right?
Yeah, we're out of character.
Oh,
yeah. I kind of half want to shoot him, but I don't.
This is.
I hate to do it and be meta about it because I hate it when people do it. But
no, I think it's a discussion because I don't think we're letting him off the hook here. This is like we can't just let him leave.
Well, but here's the thing: do we trust him to not do something to her? If we go get her, bring her back, and let.
No.
If you guys keep your voices to a whisper, you can probably have this conversation via headset radio.
Okay, I still have my hand on his shoulder. Like he's not going anywhere at the moment.
Right.
As long as he's not trying anything stupid, So yeah, I mean, do we trust this guy to like actually take her home?
Look, we're not murderers, but
By the way, he moves away from your hand. You're standing there with your hand on his shoulder for an uncomfortably long time. He moves away from you.
Reggie puts his mitt out and grabs the other shoulder.
So he just like shuffles into the other room.
Yeah.
Look.
Stay here for a few more moments.
Hey, you take your hands off of me, man. I'm not befronting you.
You're not what? Befronting me?
Hey, he takes your hand off his shoulder.
And Nash just puts just puts his hand down by his side, just let it go for now. Don't go anywhere. You load your ship up. You do what you got to do. You're not leaving yet. And then he goes back to the comm. And he's like, "All right, Tom, Duke, stay ready. Reggie,
he's not leaving. He's not leaving.
He just he doesn't even respond. If they don't know, then I don't even know why they're here.
Where's the ship?
What I mean is, what do you want me to do? Shoot this guy?
It's undecided yet. Just be ready.
Can you take out the ship?
Reggie, do we trust this guy to get her home?
No. He just said he was going to leave her here.
Well, if we go get her and bring her back, two of us stay here, two of us go get her.
It's his responsibility.
Do you still have your hands on him?
Well, he took my hand off, right?
Yeah, and Nash just kind of was like,
because Reggie was going to do something.
He stands there for a little while, watching as you guys are clearly having a conversation, and then he just shrugs and walks to his ship.
So he just says, "Hey, I didn't say to fucking leave yet."
I don't work for you.
You may not work for anybody in a minute, and his hand just kind of drops.
No, Reggie's staring at him.
He puts his hand at his side. He's got a pistol of some kind.
Is this really how you want this to go? You can't just wait a few minutes here.
But you just threatened me. You want to draw, motherfucker?
And you were gonna leave her here.
You sent two inexperienced kids out on Inra.
They knew what they were getting into. They agreed to it. They were going to have a fair cut. It's all just business.
But they're not going to get their cut.
Well, he's not going to get his cut for sure.
I don't know what the hell happened out there, but I know that you guys have taken a liking to the kid, so you can take care of her. I don't need to get involved in this anymore.
You know what?
Oh,
Fuck it.
man. I want to make this personal. I want to make this personal so bad.
All right. He heard what Nash said. So he's like, "Come on, Gaga. We're done here." They get on board the ship.
Reggie's going to do what he's not going to do anything without Nash's approval anyway.
The door closes. The engine fires up.
We can still shoot the ship down.
No. Look. We'll go get her. She can take my seat. I'll fucking strap me to the wall. Whatever it takes to get us home. We're going to report that motherfucker when we get back. Because that is no way to do business.
There's a loud whooshing sound and a flash of light, and the ship disappears.
So there has to be some sort of network where we can, like, put a black mark on him, right?
Yeah. We've got Bento for that. I mean, we grease the right channels.
Here's the thing about Bento is what if he's got some sort of back deal? He's not going to do anything. I mean, you know how this bureaucratic BS works.
With this fucking guy, this guy's chump change.
Well,
this is a shitty operation that he's running. He's just send 2 kids out into the jungle.
All right. If we're gonna get her, then let's do it. Let's just do it, and just be done with it. And hopefully she's all right.
All right. Prep the ship. I mean, we can't do anything with that helium for the dome. That's going to be up for the next guy.
Reggie walks off to start prepping the ship, but he's just muttering himself. I wanted to make it personal.
Yeah, I know. I get it. Hey, see if you can get a signal back. Tell them that this fucking place is out of helium.
I believe it was hydrogen.
Or hydrogen, yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, we're technically in regular Earth system, right?
Yeah.
You are in free space. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So if you can get a signal back,
this planet is in your reality.
Yeah.
Does the ship? I'm no longer remember if the ship has downstream. Oh, you don't need downstream radio. Oh, but you are so far. No.
Too far out.
Yeah, if you don't have a downstream radio, it's not going to happen. Let me see.
And then he turns to Duke and Tom. He says, "Look, if I say be ready, then be fucking ready. This is not a fucking Mickey Mouse organization."
Marduk.
Probably shouldn't RP while he's trying to look stuff up.
Yeah, you do. You have an up vector radio. Very cool.
Ooh.
Nice.
I'll get it up. I'll send a message back.
To Diaspora Ranch.
Yes.
Whoever would be responsible, yeah. I assume Diaspora.
And what exactly are you telling them?
That their shit's out of helium.
Okay, nothing about Mark Porpaw. Just
not yet. No, not yet. We'll save that for Bento.
I don't think he's really gonna care, but I think we start with him, and then if he doesn't give a shit at all, then we start to work the back channels, and then this guy doesn't work anymore.
Better to know that I'm working for someone who actually gives a shit about integrity that this forepaw does not have.
Yeah, clearly. He'll get. There's karma. That's karma. That's what that is.
Well, I think we should be the deliverers of the karma.
Oh, you better believe it.
Hell yes.
Okay. Slight problem. As you get on board the ship, open up the system, you start broadcasting to Diaspora Ranch. You call in with your call numbers, announce who you are, and then the lights just dim and go out, and the ship is completely powerless.
Reggie rubs his temples and closes his eyes and takes a deep breath. Okay. And then he's got to diagnose what happened. If there's any way to do it.
Yeah. Every megawatt of power has been drained out of the ship. You were left with just a few seconds of battery, like when you turn on an old toy and it works for 5 seconds.
So that wasn't the case when we left it. Can I tell? I mean, obviously, this jackass siphoned it off.
That would be the assumption to make.
We'll get on the comm. Nash, come in.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, so that jackass that I wanted to make personal.
Yeah,
well,
actually,
he just
Nash, you notice it as well because the lights inside the lights inside the cabin, like you can see through the window. You see Reggie sit in the pilot seat, and then everything goes dark.
rubbing his temples, swearing incoherently.
That motherfucker.
I mean, I just want to yell really loud and scream, and I want to kill him.
Oh,
so bad.
If we run into that motherfucker again, he's dead. He's dead man walking right now.
Tom and Duke are looking at each other. Wait a minute. You mean that we're stranded on Inra?
I want to go home. I want to go home. That's where I want to go.
Give me a minute. Let me think. The only thing I can come up with is I want to fucking kill that guy.
Let's...
Give me another minute.
I've got a million plans in my head. I can't think of anything else but how we're going to kill him. All the many different variations of pain and all sorts of like bringing him back to life to kill him again. I think we can do that. I think Dark Matter has the people to do that. And just like put him like miles beneath the surface and where he just like no one can hear him, and we'll just have a good time ending his existence. I think that's probably going to make me feel better about this whole situation.
Yeah, you and me both.
So what's in that tent? Let's just rip it apart. Fuck it.
They probably fucking stripped. So he starts like casting around to see if they left anything or if they like completely stripped the place.
The trading post is actually charged up. It's still got climate control running. You probably do know how long it'll run for because you were the electrician who hooked it up. It looks like it's got 1 day's worth of power. That'll keep the electrical repeller zone up around you so that this area doesn't get attacked.
Okay. So can I make an electronics roll to see whether or not they just like killed the juice from the ship by running the dome? Because we ran like a hard cable from the Marduk to the dome because it didn't have any power when we got there. That was the thing before we left. So it's been
the repeller zone has a pretty strong charge on it, but you don't think it would account for all of the power that's gone. You probably siphoned off some of it.
Okay.
And used some of it to power the dome.
All right. Can we, or can Nash, figure a way to reverse it and then recharge the battery for the ship from the power that's in the dome? Because he doesn't give a shit about the dome right now.
Yeah, you absolutely could, but 2 things. First off, the repeller field will go down.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Mm-hmm.
And second off, you're not sure if that's enough power to make it home.
Shit.
It's probably enough power to make it back to the Oufa den.
That doesn't really help us, though. I mean, we could grab her, because they're going to get antsy after... we've got a 2-day buffer. Because I think we told them 10 days. It took us, 8 to get back?
Yep.
Can we...
What else is known about this island, about this place? Like, if we go...
There's actually quite a bit known about it. I mean, there have been journals written about it that Annelle told you about. You've also encountered, a couple different orchid hunters, and you've read about Iranian orchids in the popular press. This trading post was established as a landing and takeoff spot for day trippers, or whatever you want to call them, because it's not necessarily leaving reality. Right? People come here, is what I'm saying. if you wait long enough, another ship will arrive. There's just no saying how long that'll be. It could be today. It could be a couple of weeks from now.
Yeah, we don't have that kind of time.
I just hate that option.
Can Nash take the power from the suits and feed it also into the ship to get us enough energy to get home? Between what we can pull from the dome and then from the suits themselves, because the suits lock into the ship and charge, right?
Yes, but the suits use power on like an order of magnitude lower than the ship uses. So if you had like 10 fully charged suits, you might get 1 day of ship power, which would get you home.
Right.
But you don't want to drain your suits completely. You need them to protect you during the slip itself. And so that will top off what you already weren't sure of, maybe enough to get you home.
Can I get enough juice into the ship to get a signal out that says, get the fuck out here?
That you can do.
All right, so he starts on that. So he radios the other guys. He says, all right, look, come on into the dome. The repeller field's up, should be up at least through tomorrow. I'm going to try to reroute power back to the ship so we can at least get a signal out, make contact, and get another ship out here. We've got about 2 days to play with before the Oufa start to get, a little antsy coming to pick her up.
Roger that. And Duke and Tom grab their shit and go into the dome, and they make themselves comfortable. So I'm going to need an electrician roll from you.
Yep. I am petrified right now. Oh, I got a 5 total.
That is a success.
Oh, my God.
All right. What you need to do is contact Diaspora Ranch and tell them that you need the Bay 10 rescue ship sent out to these coordinates. I'm going to go ahead and assume that you make that transmission.
Mm-hmm.
And the foreman locks on your coordinates. He says, roger that. We'll have a crew together as soon as we can. You guys are good for a few hours, right?
Yes. We do have another person that we need to pick up. It's not at our location.
He asks you some specifics about the power required for your ship's power requirements. And he says, yeah, well, if that conversation happens, it's all technical.
Yeah, I give it to Reggie. I'm like, I don't know. Talk to Reggie.
We have got all the bypass the yeah, right. We've got one of those gensicles, cells, and yeah, all that technical jargon that you understand, and so do I.
I also let them know that they need hydrogen here to, keep the dome up and running.
Yeah. We received a partial message from you just a few minutes ago. I imagine that was what this was regarding.
Yes.
Now, listen, I can't guarantee that we can bring out enough power for your ship on this jump. I mean, it depends who's available and who I can get out there. But I've logged your power requirements, and we'll get somebody out there as soon as we can. I just don't know what ship we'll be sending.
All right, sounds good.
Roger, you guys stay frosty out there.
He chuckles a little bit.
AAA really has really fallen off a little bit. You'd think over the years they'd improve their response times, but I guess I'm asking too much.
I mean, they got to scramble somebody. I don't know. Look, we should be all right at least through tomorrow. She should be okay for at least the next couple of days. I mean, it's out of our hands. What are we going to do?
Nothing. We can't do anything.
What we're going to do is get you guys into the dome, have some hoom meat or some winged serpent meat, or an MRE, whichever you prefer.
It's called Plenty of Meat.
And you guys are going to commiserate and swap stories for a while before you pack it in and go to bed. And we end this chapter with you guys hitting the sack.
Discussing all the wonderful ways we're going to destroy Forepaw.
That's it.
I was going to tell them to make sure that they didn't send Forepaw back, but I didn't want to give anything away.
Or maybe please send Forepaw back.
Well, that's true too.
To us.
Yeah, that would also be acceptable.
Can we request Forepaw?
Well, as far as protocol goes, they would the last ship they would think of sending out was one that just came back in.
Yeah.
And I understand.
However, we can total up the experience points for tonight because you guys killed a lot of shit today.
Yeah, we did.
I have to look at the skills. I gotta get something that's a little more practical for like tracking and shit like that.
Nash,
I don't know if
11.
I'll have enough, but
Nash gets 11 experience points.
nice.
Reggie gets 10.
Ooh, nice. 10
I'm up to 29. I should probably spend some of these.
I got 28. Now, I got something. I have CP 6 and XP 28. Does that sound right? Like, what the CP? I gotta reread that.
So those are character points that you never spent, I guess, and so you've always had them. In fact, you can just go ahead and convert them to XP. It doesn't matter to me. It's the same.
All right, I might do that. What is it the 1 for 1?
Yeah. CP and XP are the same value.
Okay. All right.
I don't know if you're using a regulation character sheet or not.
Yeah, I've got the. It's the one from the PDF. All right, so I'll put that in XP, and then I'll have 34 to look at.
Well, okay, then they're two separate lines. You've got CP total and XP total.
Yeah.
You subtract this, going across, you subtract the spent from the total to get the available, and then you add CP avail to XP avail to get your potential.
Oh, okay. Oh, God, so I have these in the wrong column. So my potential is 34.
Awesome.
Right?
Wow. With that extra 6, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I have to put that in this little box. My potential is 34. I see. This is it's like an equation thing. All right, and that I can use that to buy skills and stuff.
Yes, sir.
But not stats. Stats are fixed.
You can buy stats, but since we're no longer in character generation, they cost the same as skills. So they cost a lot more.
Oh, that's right. Okay. All right. Cool. Love it.
All right. The good news is, as we fade to black and leave you guys commiserating each other in the dome, the rain stops.
That's good. Now that we're inside and dry.
And the camera fades to black. Another adventure. Wow, we're going to go into chapter 4 on Inra.
Yeah. Are we going to keep the same title on all these?
Well, so far it's been a fistful of orchids every time. I'm tempted to call the next one Stranded on Inra, but it may be that problem gets dealt with really quickly. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's still a fistful of orchids.
Okay, cool.
A fistful of orchids, semicolon, stranded on Inra. Or
the death of Forepaws.
Yeah, fuck Forepaw. Yeah.
Yeah, if this was a book series, this would be like, a Fistful of Orchids, book 3 of the. I'm sorry, it would be Stranded on Inra, book 3 of the Fistful of Orchids series.
Yes. Nice.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna look forward to killing that motherfucker.
Yeah, that's good. This is like a good thing to look forward to. This is a nice little juicy little tidbit.
Does that become a life shaper, do you think? I don't know.
For both of us, both of our life shapers are now kill Forepaw.
Well, you could pick up a life shaper, but I want to see you do a character development scene about it.
I think we just had it.
Like next session, our character development scene is this session. this moment.
Right.
You know what? Actually, I think John 1 is right. You did. You just had that scene. So it's a matter of looking at the life shapers and determining what shape that takes for you. Is it, a desire to kill the guy, vengeance? I'll leave it to you to think about it for a while. But in order to turn it into a life shaper, you have to choose what type of life shaper it is, and note it on your sheet, however it occurs to your character.
Can we make these up? Can I make it Vendetta?
Yeah, I mean, I assume that means you want to take vengeance, but in a vague sort of way. It's not as specific as murder.
Well, I mean, if we can ruin him, I guess it's probably just as good, but that's not in his head at the moment.
Yeah, you guys can think about what form you want that to take, but you can definitely both take one.
All right,
And
cool.
you can tell me what that is next time at the beginning of the game.
Sounds good. Now, can we spend XP in between this session and next session, or is that something we've got to do sort of in between? So, like, after this arc wraps up?
Yeah, most skills take some time, and you're probably not going to be here long enough to train. Even the easiest skills, like some physical dexterity skill, would take days or weeks. So, no.
Okay, no, that's fair. I assume that was probably the case. Cool. All right.
Awesome.
Good session. Thanks for running, John. Thanks for
Fantastic.
playing.
Yes, thank you.
Properly fucked up situation. Stranded on Inra.
I was kind of surprised that the ship was there, and I was like, oh, cool, the ship's there. We're good to go. Oh, wait.
Oh my God. He's going to die.
Right? Guy was lying to you.
Or even better, we'll like ruin him. Reputation. He just will never find work again. Yeah.
He was lying to you from day one. Everything the guy told you was a lie.
Yep.
Pretty much. That's what it seems like was happening. We're too trusting, I think. I think we need to work on that. No more trust.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like another life shaper right there.
Yeah, I'm going to write that down.
Trust no one. Well, you can be careful about that because you'll have to play it.
Oh, I would love. Well, no, out of my circle of trust, and I will have to create my circle. That's the shape. That is the shape of the life shaper, is a circle of trust.
Okay, I dig it. So far, there's only like 6 people in it.
Yep, that's it.
Hey, that's 6 people bigger than it was when we met Reggie.
Yes.
True enough.
Shit.
All right, you guys, thank you for playing. That was awesome.
Thank you for running. These are always great sessions.
Yeah, this is good. Wait, now this is the what? The second Sunday?
Second Sunday of every month.
Second Sunday of every month. I have to put a recurring thing on the calendar.
Should probably do that.
Awesome.
Cool. Well, I want to thank everybody for checking this out. We appreciate you tuning in and following along. Hope you're enjoying the story. You can check out, if you like what you hear with this, you can go over to DayTrippersRPG.com, I believe is the web address, Todd.
It is.
All right, awesome. I actually forgot the link in the show notes, so I'm going to do that as soon as we wrap up. So you can purchase that. You can get it there or go to DriveThruRPG. Yeah, it's only like $10 for the PDF, $15 or something like that.
It is
well worth it.
$5 for the core rules, but if you want to go further and get the Game Master's Guide, I think that's $19.99. Off the top of my head, I think that's what it is. But you know what's free is if you dig these maps that we've been using, you can go over to fictioneers.net and sign up for an account. It's free, costs nothing. There's no advertising, and once you've got an account there, you can contribute to our library of free role-playing games and story games, as well as upload a map of your own that you could do dynamic tracking and live sharing online for your own games.
I am going to make a note for fictioneers.net, and I'm also going to throw a link for that in the show note.
Awesome.
Fictioneers.
Because that's what it's all about. Sharing is caring.
It is.
And also, Todd's got a Patreon too, so if you want to check that out, you've got like 14 Patreons, so I'm sure there's bound to be one that catch somebody's attention.
There's a lot. There's one dedicated to Day Trippers. That would be patreon.com/daytrippers.
Awesome. And you can also check John out not only here on Legends of Tabletop, you can check him out over at Tales of Blood and Stone, a Shadow of the Demon Lord podcast. You can check that out as well. It's great. John does great audio work with that, with the music and everything else. So, again, sharing is caring. We want to, bring everybody up and, all ships and whatever the saying is. So, check them out. Links for coffee in the show notes as well. We'd love for you to buy some coffee. It's really awesome. I have to order some. I'm going to order Oscar some because he's never had it. And I feel kind of bad. He loves the Night Owl. I also love the Night Owl, but if it's Legends or Night Owl, I mean, you got to order the Legends coffee, right? I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Got to.
All right. Well, thanks, everybody. And we'll catch you next time.
Bye-bye.